around and get extra rest.
You know, like a little bit of, you know, one less race is more energy for you to throw into the final later. But, you know, ultimately these guys, that's what they're here for. They're here to race. They're used to this sort of sprint format. They're used to multiple races in a sort of confined period of time. This is, you know, you can see they're primed and ready. It's been great this morning just being able to sort of drift around and just sort of wander around the paddock with the guys.
For the folks that may be first to the APP Tour, explain the difference between what you're seeing here and what they'll be racing on compared to what we get at our local lakes or at the beach even.
Yeah, so if this is the first time anyone's tuned into some stand-up paddle racing, then this is sort of quite wildly different to the sort of recreational paddle boards that you might have picked up over the past few years and enjoyed. You know, you might be riding something that's sort of 28 to 32 inches wide. These guys are on something that's anything from 19 to maybe 21 inches wide in these sprints, flat water, and you'll just see them slice through the water and you know, and then watching the turns, you know, just that sort of the step back buoy turn. You know, it's an exciting and a real technical skill to master. You'll see lots of different ways of doing it, some depending on whether they're goofy or regular stance, adapt differently to how they turn around the buoys. There's Bruno Vesulio there, cool shades, Bruno, like that. So he's one to watch out as well for the sprints. You can't rule him out of anything, but I'm particularly excited to see him tomorrow in the distance and downwind race. Super cool guy. Been leading.
And that distance is no joke. We're talking 17K, just about 10 and a half miles from way out. They'll finish at the same spot here tomorrow, but that's a whole other beast.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow's race, which is, say, the distance race. It is a whole other beast. It's a little bit more strategy. It's a little more picking your waves. There'll be elements of luck, but ultimately it's riding those downwind lumps and bumps back into the estuary here and a final sprint along. You can see here on your screens, if you're seeing the same screen we can, you can see that's looking out to sea under the bridge there in Viana do Castelo. So straight out onto the Atlantic there, which is where they'll be coming in tomorrow. As you can see there, the wall just going off screen, creating this super flat area of water. Look at this here.
Wow, look how glassy that is.
So you can see what they're targeting, that first big mark, and they're going to be turning around that to the left.
All right, we are just about set to go, moments away from kicking off stop number 2 of the APP World Tour. Countdown's begun.
Connor looking relaxed.
Connor looks way too relaxed.
Yeah. Well, and Aaron pumped and ready. Look at this.
All right, we got the cameras in position, athletes ready to go, and we are set to go racing here in Portugal.
Here they are. Connor Baxter, Manuel Hoyea, and Aaron Sanchez. Go get it, boys.
Slight breeze, and again, we are set to go. Connor Baxter gets himself into position. He is the reigning champion here in the red bib, and it's time to go racing in Portugal. Clean start, nice start.
Great start. Well done, Aaron. Well done, Connor.
Look at the quick turnover here as they head to that first buoy. It is Connor Baxter in the red that has the lead. He's going to grab the whole shot here. He'll make the left-hand turn here, Ian. This is going to be a critical part of the race. He's got to keep this thing smooth.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see here he's going across his body. Perfect. Super smooth. Aaron there sticking right with him. Go on, Aaron. Well done.
Sanchez, right, as you pointed out, right with Connor Baxter.
Now he's got the slight inside line. Just as we come into the second buoy, we've got a slight crosswind coming across everyone from the west today. So this second buoy turn, you're sort of turning back into the wind. We've seen a lot this morning drift out on that turn.
So it's Baxter out in front, Sanchez in second in the blue, and Rojas in the white sitting in third. Now it's one more turn here, and then it's a straight shot to the finish line, Ian, and Connor Baxter in control of this one.
In control. And he realizes at this point he can probably just make no mistakes, get that turn done.
Tell you what, though, Aaron Sanchez has had a great race.
Yeah.
So it's Baxter, Sanchez, and Rojas.
Go on, boys. Big finish. Look. Sanchez not let Baxter go. Connor showing his imperious form. Look at this. Here he goes.
Brings it into the shore. It'll be a quick dismount.
Quick dismount.
Grabs his ride and across the line. So it is, no surprise there, Connor Baxter getting the win in heat number 1. Sanchez holds on for second, and Rojas will take third. And that's how we kick things off here at Viana do Castelo here in Portugal. Great opening heat.
Great start. Great start. I don't know if I saw that correctly. I don't know if that was that 1 minute on the dot?
Almost looked like it. So Connor Baxter, I mean, he had some pressure, obviously, when he got to that first buoy, and a great job there by Aaron Sanchez to stay with him for pretty much the whole race, staying within a boat leg.
Yeah, no, that was impressive from Aaron. He's been out already. I've seen him this morning training, and as you say, like it's just super exciting. You're competing against the best in the world. You want that, whether it's heat 1 or in the final. You've got to be happy with that sort of performance. And I think the guys getting set up for...
Well, let's take a look back at some of the action from heat number 1 as we kick things off here at the APP World Tour. This is stop number 2. Of course, stop number 1 being in Alicante, Spain. Next up, it'll be Busan in South Korea. That's not till October 7th and 9th, and that'll be a huge show. But we focus our attention now on our first race here on the beautiful Lima River, with the Atlantic Ocean in the distance. And once again, it was Connor Baxter getting a great start. Really good run from Aaron Sanchez, who stayed with him for most of that race. It wasn't until the very end that Baxter was able to pull away from him. But you can't discount Connor Baxter's ability on the start and his maneuverability at the buoys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's notorious. Those starts are fierce and fast. Beach starts. Not every race event will have the same start.
Let's take a look at that heat one more time. We've got some action from heat number 1. Again, Connor Baxter with the win, donning the red bib and going up against Aaron Sanchez and Manuel Rojas. What a race it was in heat number 1.
Here they go. You can see him launching. Aaron had a great start, and he's with him right around that first buoy. You can see just different starts with Connor, goofy stance there.
And it went that fast.
Yeah.
That was quick. So we move on now. Round number 1. This is heat number 2. You've got in the red, Donato Friens, Antonio Murillo in the white, Bruno Hostilio, you talked about, in the blue, and then Rasmus Westerman, he will be in the yellow. And this is an interesting one, Ian. We've talked about the way this breaks down. Heat, you want to win, obviously, because that's going to get you a heat break.
Yeah.
2 and 3, you go to the repercharge. If you're in the 4th position, your day is done.
It's done. So now we're starting to get to the painful part.
So someone's day is about to end here in the next 2 minutes. Who will it be? The other 3 will move in on the competition. And heat 2 is underway.
Here we go. Rasmus, a little stutter as he was coming up. So I would be keeping a big firm eye on Donny here, Donato Friens from Holland. Fantastic young paddler. Antonio Murillo there, looking like he has made it straight out past that buoy.
Yeah, Murillo's got the lead at the whole shot. White bit in the lead. Look at the inside.
Look at that, the fight round that corner.
See, Donato's turn was beautiful. So he goes from 3rd to 2nd on 1 turn.
So we approach turn 2. This is where we saw Connor start to pull away just after this turn on heat 1.
Bruno's got the inside line in the blue.
Antonio's got clear water on his own. And Bruno and Donny are really battling out for second there. Bruno really trying to get on the inside.
And that benefits Antonio. Antonio Murillo now pulling away.
Exactly. So
1 more buoy.
A left turn round this final buoy for a final sprint to the finish line. Yeah, Antonio has masterclass here. He's really seen the benefit of getting to that first buoy first.
Antonio Murillo stayed out of the trouble. He pulled himself ahead. It's now Donato Friens tries to reel him in. Both of them are safe for the time being, but if you're Antonio Murillo in the white bib, you are looking at getting a pass in the next round on to the third round, and he looks like he's going to claim the victory here. Heat number 2, Donato Fried's not giving up just yet. Yep, and there's a big battle. Remember, third place will be the last transfer position. Fourth place, you're done for the day, and it will be Antonio Murillo crossing the line first. He'll get the win. Donato Fried comes in second place, so he's into the repercharge, and the battle now will go the way of the blue, and Bruno Hasulo will get the third and final transfer position. Surprising to see the big man Rasmus Westerman eliminated in Heat 1.
Yeah, that's the brutality of sprint racing. But that was fast.
That showed some serious importance to the beat out in front, because we saw the battle taking place in second between Friens and Asulio, and as they battled it away, it allowed Antonio Murillo just to pull away.
That clear water is like so important when you're battling with the.
Here's the start again. Wow.
30 more off the side of any board that you're turning with as well. You're wrestling.
Yep. And Donato Fried may have been the fastest in that heat, but his positioning, he went from third to second and then had trouble getting around that second buoy as well, so really gave Antonio Murillo a clear course.
Every time Donny was the boy Bruno was there turning with him, and as you see, when people are compact, there's little other factors that are in your mind, impacts on your board, it slows everything down just that little bit. That's exciting.
And the harsh reality of it all, though, Ian, you can celebrate for just a few moments, because it's not going to be too much longer until you have to race again.
Yeah.
And that's where the key you talked about, having that pass.
You can see the next one's lining up.
So we've already seen Connor Baxter and Antonio Murillo win their heat, so they will get to miss the next round, as they will go right into the quarterfinals, and the rest of the athletes will have to fight their way through. As we move on now to round number 1, this is heat number 3 here at the APP World Tour, stop number 2 in beautiful Viana do Castelo. Todd Harris, Ian McCarthy, and Emily Utrup with you. And this one will be a good one as well. In the red, you've got Leonard Nika, Leo Nika, Rafael Servant Salazar in the white, Hector Yesel in the blue, and Will Keatley in the yellow. Remember, first one is into the advanced round. The next 2 will go to the repercharge. Fourth place, time to go to the beach and enjoy some supper.
Told you might have to cover this one, because I've got too much personal
interest
in here. So I've got 2 friends, Hector and Will, in here.
Hector in the blue, Will in the yellow.
Hector in the blue, Will in the yellow. I'm stoked that they're both here, and
you know them well enough. Do they both have a chance of winning? Do you think they both have the skills to win?
Leo and Raphael are top paddlers. I was speaking to Leo this morning as well, looking super calm, super relaxed. Leo is a legend, and does a lot of as well, sort of the distance paddling as well. There's not many people better, quite frankly. But this is going to be tough to call. My heart is 100% with Hector and Will, but this is going to be super tough for them. They're up against 2 top paddlers here.
Heat number 3 here in Portugal, set to get underway. 2 athletes have already punched their tickets into the quarterfinals. The fight continues on here in the sprints. Who will make it to that first buoy?
Little pause here. Raphael looking super chilled, not even got the board in hand yet. Will's putting it down.
Yeah.
Shake off those last few nerves.
Officials telling boys, relax, it's going to be a minute, see the wind coming through. You talked about that crosswind on course. Obviously not the most favorable thing, but I guess it's better than a headwind.
Yeah, I think when you're on a course like this, the crosswind has quite a significant factor, because it's either whipping, when you start lifting the nose of your board up to get around that buoy, the wind really then starts to impact and affect you. So with these left-hand turns, when they're turning around the left, the wind is sweeping it in that direction for them. When they're going right, they're coming back into that wind, and they're sort of battling against it. So you've got 2 technically very different turns to execute.
All right, the field is set here. This is heat number 3, and we are off and racing in Portugal. Great start by Hector.
And this is going to be super tough.
Oof. You called it.
And Leo right up there.
Leo's got the inside line. Great view from the drone. And it looks like Raphael's going to get him at the whole shot. Look at this.
But just the importance as well of that inside line. You can see Will there just trying to get across Leo having to sort of deal with a board going over the top of his.
Cut into the inside line now. Out in front, Rafael Salazar has the lead. Leo Nika right behind him.
This is such good footage of the...
Yeah.
So Leo now just taking the outside line as we go to this turn. Rafael on the inside. Can he sharpen that up? See, you can see there he's just drifted a bit wide.
Yeah.
And that's pushed Leo out as well.
Protecting that line, and it is Rafael Salazar out in front, starting to distance now,
Really
pulling away.
That's superb paddling. Look at that.
Look at him digging, just getting after
You
it.
just see the sort of messy water in the way
Yeah.
of Rafael that Leo's having to deal with. Just gives you a couple of other extra things to think about. Can he do it on the turn? He's getting around there sharply.
And right now it is Will Keatley that's holding on to that third and final transfer spot. And Hector Yesel is on the outside looking in as they come now to the beach. Here we go. There you see the distance to the finish line. And out in front, it is Rafael Salazar who has the lead. Leo Nika trying to reel him in.
Not giving that up. Rafael's a little bit wider. Leo now is in position. He can hammer down all. But Rafael will take that. Superb paddle. Well done.
Rafael Salazar gets the win. Leo Nika comes in second place, and in the yellow it will be Will Keatley
Well done, Will.
getting his spot, and sad to say goodbye, Hector Yesel.
Hector.
Ah, Hector.
He'll be delighted though with that. It's good. All good experience building up these young paddlers.
Hector had a great start too, good reaction time.
Super fast to his feet. Getting the blade engaged. That was another great race.
Well, we talked about how quick these races are going, and it is just top flight. Really, no one's getting just blown out of the water, literally, as they are making their way around this course with relative ease. Here's the start one more time. Look how quick he got to his feet. I mean, Hector had just such a good start, but just couldn't keep the pace.
It's interesting seeing just, like we've had a couple of races now and where, that first sort of boy, that first boy turn is having such a huge impact on this. Rafael really sort of was able to control that race from the front, despite Leo's best efforts to really sort of pressure him. I feel like Rafael, for me, sort of won that on turn 2. Where I think possibly quite purposely sort of went a bit wide, which forced Leo out that a bit further as well. And as I say, with that crosswind, you're really battling to draw yourself back in line for that third and final.
We're set to go racing now in heat number 4, Ian. We got Fernando Perez, Sergio Cantoral, Jorge Miguel, and Augusto Garcia in the yellow.
They're all getting ready. So, Fernando Serra, Sergio Cantoral, for me, has been a really exciting young prospect to see develop over the past year. I was speaking to him this morning. He was looking super relaxed. I think I actually saw his dad won the open for the seniors, which was cool.
Making sure everyone's behind the red line as we get ready to start. This is round number 1, heat number 4, APP World Tour, stop number 2 here in Viana do Castelo, Portugal. Board and paddle in hand. Here we go.
And off they go.
Look how quick they get to the feet. Oh, and it's the white. Sergio first up.
Super. Look at the cadence there in the paddle strokes. Super strong, not changing sides at all, not losing any time or momentum. Sergio, that is fantastic. Well done.
Check out the balance, though, to make the turn, jump to the back, make your turn, and then get right back into paddle formation to the front of the boat. Sergio out in front. Second is Fernando's right there in second, and the third right now belongs to Augusto Garcia Villegas.
Well there with Fernando just sort of across the front of his board. He's handled that very well. Sergio now leading to the boys. A nice tight turn around that boy. You can see from this angle here just how tight they've got to make that turn so that they get the right angles in line for the third one. If they drag it too far, which is what we saw force someone to do in the previous heat, it becomes that little bit more difficult. Sergio slowing the cadence.
Yeah, Fernando's starting to close in on him a little bit.
And he's looking to get the inside.
Oh, Fernando!
Brilliant turn there from Fernando Serra.
Oh, we go. Here we're on now. It is fully on.
Now we're on.
Fernando and Sergio.
And they've held lines.
Oh, look at this. This is a sprint. Here we go.
Fernando could take this. He could steal this out of Sergio.
Yes, he is. Fernando was in second. Now he's surged into first place. Sergio's not done yet either. It's going to be the dash to the beach. Look at this, right to the line. Sergio and Fernando as they run up there, and it will be Fernando Paracera that just edges out Sergio Cantoro. That was the best race we've seen so far. Give it up to Augusto grabbing third. Woo! Ian, that was quality. And it all came down to that last leg on the final buoy.
Just saw him take that Fernando on that last turn, just really took him on the inside. Sergio drifted that last turn just a little bit too wide, left the gap, which...
Is that a case where Fernando saw something in the previous buoy that Sergio was leaving the door open?
I didn't notice Sergio particularly leaving many gaps in the previous buoys. Maybe just where he had the lead, he was sort of... this is the highlights of that.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit wide there, maybe. So Fernando's maybe, but ultimately, I think what happens there is Fernando's in second place. He's going into that last buoy turn, and he's just thinking this turn has got to be executed perfectly. So he's just absolutely gone for it, and he nailed it.
Unbelievable. That was a great race. So congratulations. Fernando Paracera gets the win. Sergio Cantoro holds on for second place, and Augusto Villegas will also be moving on as well.
There's lots of shakas being thrown around here in Portugal today. Tell you what, if you are anywhere near the area, come on down, because it's been a whole day's festival. I was saying there was some junior racing earlier on.
We got CrossFit going on.
CrossFit championships going on.
What great host Viana do Costela has been, and they have been more than welcoming, delivering some of the best weather we've seen.
That would be a good sales pitch. If you can
I was going
guarantee
to say.
that every time
Well,
Viana,
as we take a look at the lineup here in heat number 5, this is still round 1 with Christian Anderson, Rai Taguchi, Pablo Cabanel, and Bastian Grimm. As an athlete, Ian, I mean, I can't imagine the weather couldn't be much better. It's not too hot, it's not cold, there's a light breeze, relatively smooth surface.
Yeah, no, 100%. Super flat water, cross shore, making things a little bit more exciting. And hang on, we had 4 names, 3 starters. Let's just have a look as to who has not made that.
We don't have the yellow of Bastian Grimm. So it is a 3-man.
Rai Taguchi,
Anderson, Taguchi, and
so
Pablo.
Christian Anderson, Pablo changed boards this year. So has Rai as well. And here they go. Look at this. Christian really putting some gap in there.
Beautiful turn. Textbook on the inside as well from Rai Taguchi.
And then he's just on the lead out there. You can see Christian just having sort of arch his
Yeah.
line to that second buoy turn. Rai has created a much more direct route for himself, but he is now dealing with the dirty water behind Christian. Great.
Look at that, much closer this time.
Yeah.
Learned his lesson, Rai Taguchi.
Rai Taguchi, famous from last year for my personal highlight of last year's sort of racing season. Rai Taguchi at the Busan Open, falling off his board early in the sprints, only to come back spectacularly and take the win in that very race. Captured amazingly on the drones, but Christian absolutely dominated.
Yeah, he's
this.
spot on today, isn't he? We saw how wide he drifted on that last one, and we saw in the last race with Fernando Perez making it count when he get into the inside line, but this time, Rai Taguchi not close enough, although he is closing in here. Look at the speed he's got.
Rai has tremendous straight line speed.
Christian Anderson, though, still with a boat-length lead as he will bring it into the beach, dismount, and he will claim the victory in heat number 5. Christian Anderson is the winner.
Known as the Polar Bear on tour. That's a great win for Christian Anderson. He'll be delighted with that. Rai will go through to the repercharge.
Yep.
I'll have to actually get a check where Bastian hasn't entered that. Does that mean... I think Pablo must by default just go to the repercharge, yeah? So...
Here's your start again.
Starts again. Rai quick to his feet. But Christian... those really are rapid highlights. Here they go. So you can see that little bit more glide on Christian at his start. But like that first boy, he was there and he had some clear water.
He's a big boy, and that takes some serious power to get him up and moving.
It's funny you say that, Todd. Like just looking at Christian, having sort of seen him a bit towards the end of last year, he does seem to have popped up. It's interesting seeing the different patterns and training programs that a lot of these paddlers have been doing this year and this season, where people are going for their sort of development, and Christian to me noticeably has really sort of bulked up there. So great show of strength, quite frankly, in that he was dominant.
Round 1, heat 6 set to go. Claudio Nica in the red, Tomas Lacerda in the white, Edwin Cornier Colon in the blue, and João Guillermo Rodrigues Olim. Love the 4 name Portuguese names. So we'll see João, Edwin, Thomas, and Claudio race this one out. Again, winner moves on automatically to the quarterfinals. 2 and 3 will go to the repercharge, and unfortunately, if you're in a 4-man heat, you're in 4th place, your day is done.
Yeah, so, I mean, Claudio and Thomas would definitely be who I would be looking at to take a win here. Spoke to Claudio as well this morning, and super relaxed. Just looking forward to enjoying the event, to be honest, but there's no feistier competitor than Claudio, and you know once he's on that line, he's in the zone. You can see him now getting ready. There he is in the red.
So the battle on here in heat number 6. Great jump for Claudio. Man, they are quick to the feet, huh?
Yeah. We'll get you trying that later on.
I mean, the thing is, there's no falter, there's no bobble. It's just quick to speed, and then it's planing.
As expected, Claudio and Thomas, almost gentlemanly, they're gliding together to the first.
Ooh!
Oh, Claudio.
That was
a
Todd Harris moment right there.
João turning in on the inside and giving him a chance. So
good race on here, but out in front it is still Claudio Nica and Tomas Lacerda. This will be interesting as they make that right-hand turn, because it looks like Lacerda has the inside line, and he's got the overlap.
It does, but Claudio's just edged in front of him, which has just taken that.
Just enough.
Yeah. And that's a great sharp turn. Go on. Super job from Claudio. He took control of that in those last sort of 20 yards of that second stage.
Edwin trying to make a tight turn there. No one wants to be in 4th place. Now it's Claudio who's pulling away. This is the final buoy. 2nd place belongs to Lacerda in the white, and the battle will be on for that 3rd place, that final transfer position. And right now it's the inside line. João has moved into a better position as he's pushed Edwin to the out.
This is going to be tight for that vital 3rd place.
Oh!
Before Edwin really trying to spin that tight and get on the inside of João, but João has really created a little gap for himself there. Claudio off, but Thomas is not letting him go. He's hunting him down.
Claudio's still putting in the work.
It's going to be enough to overtake Claudio here.
So Claudio Nica will glide into shore. He will take the win. He will get the automatic berth into the quarterfinals as he dismounts, hops off, crosses through the finish line. Well done, Claudio Nica. Tomas Lacerda, great race for him. He was in it the entire race, and Claudio Nica knows that. He is onto the repercharge, as is João. João Guilherme.
Very happy with that.
And Edwin Cornier Colon, unfortunately, takes that 4th position in the elimination spot.
It's super to see some of these guys. Actually, João was racing earlier this morning in one of the juniors. And you know, he just telling me how excited he was for the opportunities to sort of be here and in the open and qualifying through to that. So
you're racing with the big dogs.
Yeah. So it's all good experience for these guys. There's the man, Claudio.
Barely breaking a sweat.
Do you think Claudio's not even old enough to know over the top, is he? Do you remember over the top? Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, I don't know if he knows that arm wrestling.
Just before the start. Over the top.
Well done, Ian, on the movie reference. Next thing you'll be quoting Ron Burgundy. So Claudio Nica gets the win in heat number 6. It's round number 1. Just a nice warm-up for him. As we mentioned before, he'll go right into the quarterfinals, so he earns himself a nice break. Thomas Lacerda and João Guilherme, will be going into the repercharge as we get ourselves ready for round 1. It is heat number 7, and the athletes continue on. Maybe the best name in all, Blue Ewers in there, Arthur Arutkin, Chris McDonald, and Ricardo Avila.
Yeah, so again, some personal
You got a dog in this fight?
I've got a dog in this fight, so come on, Blue. Let's do it. But this is, you know, these are some tough competitors. I would expect Blue and Arthur to take control of this. Blue's had some great results so far this season, really coming through. As they just wait, here they go. So Blue on his new NSP board this season.
Ooh.
Arthur on the Infinities, new to him this season. Those two are going to
Totally different styles, right?
Yeah.
Look how much more upright Arthur is compared to Blue.
And just where Blue's got his offset stance
Yep.
for that straight line sprint.
Oh, what a turn!
Oh.
Right in front of Blue!
Oh. I'm going to have to see that again.
Oh.
So sharp. It didn't give Blue an opportunity to do anything to move his board. And that has given
Ricardo Avila now.
an absolute golden opportunity. But I'll be honest, with the quality of Arthur and Blue, you cannot rest on this. They're going to hunt him down. You can see Arthur there really.
Ricardo has his issues.
Half an hour through wrestling.
Oh, wrestling the boy! Are you kidding me? If Blue comes back and gets this?
Arthur up for another charge. Arthur is still not out this
No.
time. He's got a good line, get going, and he is fast.
Truth be told, he was just getting a little warm, wanted to cool off. But meanwhile, Ricardo Avila is coming in, and he's got one more buoy to negotiate.
Ricardo, I'm rooting for you. Come on.
I'm telling you what, talk about the giant slayer. If he can bring this thing home. Now, the big question everyone's going to have, Ian, is there going to be a protest? Will there be an interference?
I don't know. Blue needs to sharpen that turn. Arthur as well. So then maybe they're all just taking a view now that, you know, 1, 2, 3, they're all going to
go through.
But what a turnout. Ricardo Avila, he's going to be delighted with that if he can hold it, but Blue's not.
No, Blue's still coming. Look at this.
For,
double stroking him. Look at this.
He is. There you go.
Oh.
And that is why he's been picking up the wins even when it's scrappy. Well done, Blue, bringing that home. Well done.
At buoy number 1, he was down in the water, and Ricardo looks like he misstepped coming in. He's got a little bit of a limp.
Arthur exhausted.
Arthur,
jumping back on the board a couple of times there.
He had the win. I mean, if you marked that buoy number 1, had the win, and it looked like, yeah, the tanglement with Blue.
It's frustrating. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Arthur, super experienced and mature character. It'll be interesting to see his take on that. But from what I saw, he made a super sharp turn around that first buoy.
Blue really had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, and just the way it's picked up. To be honest, I'd like to check Arthur's all right.
All right, here we go. Look at it one more time. Here's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look at that. Blue, unless Blue had an emergency e-brake he could pull, I don't know where he would have gone.
I don't know where else he's going, but
Arthur's.
Here we end up with Arthur trying to get inside Ricardo on that second turn.
I wonder if he would ask Blue at the first buoy, hey, you're going to win this one. No chance, mate. No chance.
There's Luke. Chat with Blue.
Explain exactly what happened. Ah, that was exciting.
Well, when we get some news on that, we'll let you know. I can't imagine there'll be too much disgruntlement. But yeah.
Blue, Ricardo, and Arthur all moving on. Chris McDonald, last minute in, has been eliminated.
That's his first tour race on the hardboards for Chris. He's a Brit living in Saudi, running a school over there. So well done, Chris.
Now this is an interesting one. Here we go in round number 1. This is heat number 8 with Shori Araki, Ivan de Frutos Ruiz, Noah Stender Mikkelsen, and Daniel Pares.
Well. There's a lot of stories to tell about this whole group. I mean, let's start.
We got a judges replay first, Ian. The judges are going to take a look at us on the big screen to see if there was an infraction. But I think to your point, there was nowhere really for Blue to go. It's not like he ran off. Watch this. Arthur takes the left-hander and kind of comes to a stop.
He comes across the line. Blue hasn't sort of changed course to impact him. You know, he's almost done what he can to avoid it.
And Blue's sitting on the stern of Arthur right there with really, he can't go until Arthur goes.
I wonder if, I don't know if that's what they were challenging, if that footage had carried on. I don't know if there was something there that was being questioned. But for those impacted,
So there is an interference call. And what I'm hearing from the judges, there is an interference call from our last heat. That's heat number 7. Look at it one more time. White and red. Arthur goes left. Oof. That's a tough call. And look at this blue. He's stuck on the stern of Arthur.
I can't hear what they're calling. So has it been?
So red on white. So blue charged with an interference on Arthur. And that's the judge's decision.
Wow. And is the consequence being?
Waiting for the consequences, but it sounds like blue will be relegated out of that first position.
Wow.
So we'll get more information as it becomes available from heat number 7 as we turn our attention to heat number 8. Shrimpy? Shoriaraki?
Yeah, Shrimpy is probably the...
Is he a rock star in the sport? Be honest.
He is. I mean, just from even a very young age, from sort of, a super young age, he's been following, he's been just progressing year on year, and last year took gold in the distance at the World Champs in Puerto Rico, beating, really well-established names.
Right.
And he is just...
Look how quick he goes to work. Look at his cadence.
And you can see as well, he's uses sort of choke grip on his paddle, as opposed to the more traditional, like Daniel here in blue, he's sort of demonstrating that over the top grip. Ivan de Frutos there doing well, keeping in close contention with Shrimpy.
Araki in the red, out in front. He's taking Ivan de Frutos Ruiz with him.
And I'm going to give a huge shout out to Daniel Palace, who is, we were talking earlier
in the
about
yellow,
sort of eldest in the blue, but he is a true elder statesman of the sport and has done some wonderful things, organised some great collaborative events, and
a real ambassador.
For the sport and developer of it in Spain. But Shrimpy, as I'll be honest, we should expect to look at him go. Super fluid movement that we're used to seeing, not relenting.
And his core strength is next level, huh?
Just the cadence and the rapidness of the stroke.
Ivan de Frutos Ruiz in second place.
I'm delighted for Ivan. He's had an interesting year and been really pushing, knocking on the door of the young Spanish rider coming through. But all the cameras, all the lenses are on Shrimpy. He is the rock star, as you say, making that look very straightforward.
Yeah, Shoriaraki making easy work of that, and a huge, huge victory for him. Ivan de Frutos fitting in second. And a big smile on his face. So Shoriaraki gets the win, round number 1, heat number 8, and he will get the automatic berth into the quarterfinals. Great race by all the competitors here out on the Lima River. Look at it one more time, and look how quickly he gets to his feet and starts that rapid cadence. His paddle is just next level.
Yeah, he's got a really fluid and quite distinctive motion about him. Lots of things within that technique that sort of other paddlers do utilise, but just like his frame, he's a much shorter, stockier sort of paddler that we used to see in the Connors, who were these sort of tall, lean athletes.
Yeah.
And Shrimpy's sort of, genetic, basically giving him this sort of low centre of gravity, high cadence sort of paddle stroke, and it's really pushed his power last year.
Welcome back to our studio. Todd Harris alongside Ian MacArthur. Ian, your takeaway, we're 8 races into this race here at the APP Viana South Open. What's your biggest takeaway? I'd say we've seen
it all. Anything can happen. Nothing is guaranteed in this, and this has delivered on all the excitement that it promised. Still want to hear some more detail on the Blue Euro Arthur Rutkin incident.
And it looks like they've elevated Arthur to second place, with Ricardo Avila getting the win and Blue being taken down to the 3rd position. So he will go to the repercharge because of that interference call. Think that was the right call?
Hey, who am I to question?
That's why you get paid the big money to question the judges.
Next time, I'm I'm going to say no. No, I'm joking.
Heat number 1, women's round number 1. As we get a good look at Juliette Duhaime in the red. The white is Ines Belin Gomez and Alexia Soto Sanchez in the blue. Same format, same course for the women as they will make their way around. And we will see how quickly they adapt to these conditions. Again, it has not changed a lot since we were here early this morning. The wind picked up maybe slightly on that crosswind, but the water's still very flat. Big smile on the face of Juliette as she gets ready to go to battle.
Juliette really would be your favourite going into this. She finished, I think, second overall on the APP Tour last year, and she's just been flying and really delivering on her Infinity Sup board. Just back from Greece, where I think she took a number of podium places in races there. So on fine form, and you would expect her to win this. But Ines and Alexia, it's just like, you know, round 1 where we've seen Connor. Yes, there might be a standout favourite or a known name, but anything can happen. And this is why these people come here.
Opportunity now to make yourself available in the next round. Obviously, top finishing gives you a better result, get a placing. As the beach is now clear, we're set to go racing in the women's competition here as we welcome you again to the APP Viana Sup Open here in beautiful Viana do Castelo, just about 30 miles north of Porto on the Lima River. Todd Harris, Ian McCarthy, Emily Utrup with you. We'll hear from Emily shortly when we get into the quarterfinals. We can talk to some of the athletes when they come in from their race. But we get our cameras in position. And the drone, how about this shot?
The drone footage has been superb, and just the way it tracks some of these races really gives you a great visual on how people are trying to align themselves, where they actually are relative firms. Like when you're traditionally looking at it from the beach, sometimes difficult to see how close people are. There's no question we can get great visibility of this at the moment. Just saying there about like interviewing some of the paddlers after the races, I'd be fascinated to speak to Ines and Alexia about just what their mentality is going into this race, where you've got someone like Juliette who would be the sort of standout. Do you go into this knowing that you are going to get through to the repercharge anyway and should take it casual? Or do you really
save
push
energy
yourself and just go, actually, I'm paddling against some of the best, let's show them what I'm made of, you know?
And this is a great shot right here from the drone overhead. Look at this. And they are really just squeezing Juliette down. It looks like Alexia has the lead as they come to that hole shot. First turn, they'll make a hard left-hand turn and head towards shore.
That could be an into.
Oh, she's pushed her wide.
Definitely coming across the board.
And it looks like Ines just lost control of her line.
Definitely allowed Alexia to go through. I think what Ines was doing was just holding her paddle on one side without changing, because if she'd have changed, she'd have been clashing with the board of Juliette. But what that's done is veered her off course. And
look at Juliette, she's fighting back.
Juliette will fight back. She's gone around the outside, and
this is just halfway.
So this is going to be interesting whether Juliette has got it in her to pull back against Alexia, who's got a little bit of open water here, but you can see super sharp turn there from Juliette.
So she's a boat length behind with 2 legs to go. Juliette Duhaime, who we're talking about in the red, sits behind Alexia Soto Sanchez, who has the lead.
Yeah, you can just see there, so just noticing there's sort of 2 changes of hand there from Alexia on that leg.
Ooh, to the inside!
Done a super tight controlled turn, and you've got to fancy her to take this in a head-to-head sprint.
Clean water, no one in front of her except the finish line, and look at this, Juliette Duhaime. They're digging hard.
Alexia is not letting her have it. Alexia is...
Oh, they are dead even.
This is going to come to a sprint on the shore. Who's got the legs to jump off the board and race through that arch? Who's got it?
We could be looking at a photo finish. Who's going to jump first?
Who's going to...
Oh!
She's got it.
Alexia.
Great job, Alexia.
Just when it looked like Juliette was going to claim the come from behind victory, Alexia really impressive on that last leg. Did not give it away.
Yeah, she was not letting that go, was she? She knew that was an opportunity. Super job from Alexia. Juliette through. Ines through.
The Viana Sup Open has delivered some great racing so far, and we are just into the first round. We still have another round to go, plus the quarterfinals. Look at this one more time. Keep your eye on the white. And that was Ines.
I don't know if you're hearing anything come through, but whether there is going to be a challenge on that again, whether
they're going to take a look at it.
Juliet's just going to slide.
So we'll take a look at heat number 2. It'll be Esperanza Barres, Mary Carmen, Angela Chivaria, and Veronica Silva will fill the 4. Now this is a tough one because it's a 4-person heat. That means someone's going to be eliminated.
Someone is out after this. So, and the red hot favourite here would be Espe. But there's some super good young paddlers coming in here, and you know, Espe is a super well-rounded paddler. It's difficult to see anyone else beyond her in tomorrow's distance, but you know, there's definitely room for a youngster to make a name for themselves here in these sprints.
So this is heat number 2, round number 1 of the women's here at the APP Pro for the sprint discipline. On the line and ready to go. Drone is in the air.
Drone is in the air. Slight pause in proceedings is there. Looks like. Oh, here we go. Boards in hand. As I say, Espe is super experienced. Always got like the biggest smile on her face. So.
And they're off.
There she is in the red, and they're all off. Here they go.
Marie Carmen Rivera with a great start on the inside in the white. And this is where we've seen some drama play out here, Ian. If you have the inside line, you better have clean water, because if someone comes across the top of you, takes the whole shot, which is exactly what Esperanza is going to do.
Espe has got right there now. Marie Carmen was so fast out. It looked like she was so focused on just getting that pace, high cadence, and keeping up with Espe for that first buoy. She just deviated off course slightly in the wrong way just before she led into it, and it just dropped off into that battle for the second place now. Given Espe some clear water to dominate this race. Marie Carmen.
She settled in nicely into second.
Yeah, taking control of that second place. Angela is not going to let it go, I'm sure.
Break down Esperanza Barres' form. What do you like?
For me, that's a absolutely classic textbook technique. You can see the sort of additional forward hip thrust through the sort of end latch stage of the power cycle of a paddle stroke. It looks just super fluid, super consistent. She's in total control.
It's very
it becomes
smooth.
very rhythmic at that stage. You know, there's you know.
It's like a metronome.
Yeah, and you know, Espe in this position here, she's got plenty of clear water, super comfortable. So there's no stress. It is a very rhythmic cruise back to the finish line. No need to exhaust herself ahead of what will no doubt be some finals later on.
And Esperanza Barres moves in, takes the win. Now the battle for second place.
From Marie Carmen, who held the control in second place there. You sort of miss some of the competitiveness around those boys between these sort of positions. When someone takes that lead, the drone's off after them, and it's difficult for the others to keep up.
Angela Ferrandez takes third, and Veronica Silva unfortunately finishes in fourth, as the drone pulls away and gives you a beautiful view of almost all of Viana do Castelo in the distance, as the ladies there catching their breath after a very exciting opening round for their competition. Again, a great start right off the bat, and Marie Carmen Rivera was in the battle.
Yeah, no, very difficult for the others to compete with Espe. I mean, she is a legend and a world-class paddler. So,
what do you think you saw from her? About 80%?
What's that, sorry?
80% from her?
Yeah,
once she got the lead?
Well, once she was round that second buoy, and particularly in that last stretch, it was 80.
As you said, saved energy.
Yeah.
She got a long day ahead of her with more racing still to come here, as we take a look at the lineup for heat number 3, women's round 1.
This is an exciting one. So we've got 3 young, strong paddlers, all making names for themselves. Yeah.
Caroline Kuntzel in the red, Laura Del Pont in the white, and Duna Cordia in blue.
Duna, yeah. So this will be interesting to be interested to see how Duna does here in particular. She's really made a name for herself. Caroline has had some fantastic results in the past year. Again, just back off a couple of podiums and wins in Greece.
Here we go.
Here they go.
Heat number 3 off and racing. First her feet looked like Laura Del Pont, but it has the inside line, Caroline Kuntzel. But look at Duna pulling away.
Wow, see that? So Caroline with the lead and the inside line approaching that first buoy.
Watch the footwork.
It'll be interesting here. Duna will be aware of the paddler on the inside, so she wants to see that. Laura's board just catching the inside of Duna's foot there, similar, not quite as dramatic as Blue and earlier. Look at Duna really powering that.
Really powering, you're right.
Caroline down. Now that's.
And she has the inside line.
She does. That's a great phase of work from Duna. Really put herself into contention there, taking ownership of that. And Caroline's turning sort of safely on wide of Duna and then just coming back on the inside of her to explode out. Yeah, this is.
Duna Gordia in the blue. Out in front is Caroline Kuntzel in the red, sits in second place, and Laura Del Pont in third. All three will move on. The question is who's going to win this one and get themselves a spot right into the quarterfinals.
Just a little missed paddle stroke slightly there from Duna, which has allowed Caroline a little sniff just going around that corner. But I can't imagine Duna giving this up. She's really delivered some fantastic results this past year and really starting to show young
tip to tail as they race in towards
she's
Duna Gordia out in front. Great start for her. It looks like it's going to be a great finish. Gosh, she spins it. A couple more strokes and she's going to pop.
The blade as she comes out, and
there it is. So it will be Duna Gordia getting the victory. Caroline Kuntzel will hold on for second place with Laura Del Pont finishing in third here in heat number 3, round number 1 of the women's competition here at the APP Viana Soup Open.
I need a breath.
I'm telling you what, we haven't done anything. We're just...
Oh, that was frantic. And it comes thick and fast.
Yeah, it does. So that gets the women's first round, I should say, completed, and we'll turn our attention back to the men's competition. Woo.
So we're into the repercharges now.
And this is where it gets a little sporty.
So
Aaron Sanchez, Donato Frings, Manuel Hoyela, and Bruno Hasuya. We'll start things off.
Look, on the basis of what we've seen all of these guys do this morning, I would not want to call this.
I wouldn't want to be in this heat. I don't like my chances. Exactly. The other one I really wanted to, where I saw bodies in the water. This one, no. As I go down each list, no, not that one. No, not that one. This will be an interesting.
Looking for the one with my name.
I'm looking for the one with no one else in the heat, and then by myself, I'll probably still finish last. Todd Harris, Ian McCarthy with you here in Portugal. Glad to have you with us on stop number 2 of the APP World Tour. It seems like it was just yesterday that Alcante was taking place. We now turn our attention here in Portugal as the guys get in, get a little cool off, get ready to go racing. The season's coming fast and furious, so before you know it, it's going to be October, and Busan, South Korea will be center stage. But this is where you obviously want to get your points. You want to get your victories. You want to have great results.
Definitely. I mean, the momentum, the competition doesn't allow for really a poor event. You need to be picking up points. You need to be getting podiums. You accumulate points throughout this tour series, and obviously the more podiums you place, the more points you accumulate. And it's such a tight field. The competition now is, yes, you can say that Connor has really sort of shown imperious form on the sprints, but you can't rule out all these young and slightly old guys that are just...
and when you say slightly old, 28, 29 years old.
It's crazy. We're talking about these people, but there really is a crop of young people from the age of sort of 17, 18 up to like 21, 22. That sort of young crop are really developing as athletes and paddle professionals. It's making it super competitive.
Heat number 1 of the repercharge, and we are off. Aaron Sanchez in the red, Donato Freems in the white, Manuel Rojas in the blue, and Azulio in yellow.
Donnie took a little wobble there as he was standing, but he's held it.
Man, he's trying to make up for it all right here. Look at the speed. Look at his stroke speed.
During lockdown, there was a challenge in the sort of paddle sphere of trying to do a short sprint speed and use Strava or whatever tracking device you use to show what your fastest speed was over that time. And Donnie sort of appeared out of nowhere as this young 16-year-old kid in Holland and was like, 19k an hour.
Yeah.
Crazy speed.
Look at Manuel now. He is making a great move. Almost took out Aaron Sanchez on that last buoy. Went in there. I got to ask you, is this a lot like NASCAR? No rubbing is racing, so it's okay, incidental contact?
It's no contact but rubbing
is racing.
So there is it's a very fine line. You can't be seen to be purposely impeding or cutting across or Manuel has done super well around that second buoy. Took a sort of an outside line on that second buoy. Has now taken the lead into the third.
And Sanchez now.
Be a real tight sprint.
Don't count out Donato Freens, or Aldani's looking going to catch a little bit of that draft if he can bring it in. Look at the speed pickup now in the white. But the battle is on, red and blue, as they come to the shore here in Viana do Castelo. Who will get the victory here in the first repercharge? It is a great battle. Blue on the left is Manuel. Look at the red, Aaron Sanchez. Here we go. Sanchez is going to get him.
He really just had the momentum at the end there.
And as they cross the line, both two. Woof, that was a great race.
Aaron for a minute was going to so casually walk over. I thought Manuel was going to run past and sneak it, but that was very gentlemanly. Bruno stylistically leaping across the line in 4th place.
Yeah, that definitely was a tongue wagger. That's you want to catch your breath after that one, and that's exactly where Aaron Sanchez. What a race with Manuel Huela.
Manuel did absolutely incredibly well there, and just on that last stretch, just after the 3rd and final turn, just didn't have. You could see the pace just drop off in his cadence. Just like,
Does it look like the wind is picking up a little bit to you, and is that going to be a factor?
It looks like it has picked up a little bit, but it's still in the same direction. It's still the same way. So it's still has the same impact on the board, just a slightly increased form. But ultimately, we're now in a competition where they've all run the course already. They know what they're dealing with. They're all just going to be out to bid.
This is T2 repercharge. It is Sergio Cantoro, Leonard Nica, Augusto Garcia Villegas, and Will Keatley rounding out the foursome. So remember, you do not want to be in the 4th position. That will cause you great consternation, meaning your day will be done. Beautiful day here in Portugal, day number 1 of the APP Viana Sup Open. Glad to have you with us on a picture-perfect day. You get a good look at Leonica now.
So the lead 2 will get you into the quarters.
And that's where the action is. Then it's on. No more just finishing the top 3 and you're golden. That's when it's the real knockout phase.
I'm not sure that there is. I think it's just the first 2 spots at this stage now. I'm not sure there is an opportunity for 3rd space. 3rd or 4th.
We'll get a clarification on that. But we do one thing. If you're in the top 2 positions, you're good to go. Do yourself a solid right here. Repercharge heat number 2. Keep your eye on the white of Leonica.
Here they go. Leo following his brother with the Sylvester Stallone over the top cap action.
3-man, look at this. NASCAR 3 wide.
Sergio got the inside line, but just a little bit off.
Oh.
What is going to happen here.
Sergio.
Well to hold on.
Yeah, he did.
Will.
Augusto doing also a good job.
Yeah.
Top two, definitely in great position to move on to the competition. Right now, it's Leonika out in front in the white.
And we saw it earlier from Sergio Cantarola. He's got some big power. Such a young paddler. There's another sort of more Connor-like, tall, strong character there. So you can see him not being out of this. Leo starting to put a bit of daylight between him and Augusto.
It's going to come out of this last buoy here in repercharge number 2 with Leonika out in front.
You can see how important they all know just as they're leading.
Oh, he went wide.
He has gone wide, and Augusto has taken an opportunity there. He's got right inside, and look at him explode out of that.
Leo left an opening.
That Sergio's pumping, but he's not going to hold those.
And it looked like
Leo is coming back.
It looked like Leo had a hesitation on his footwork as now the race is on. Look at the drive. Leo in the white, Augusto in the blue as they come to the line here in repercharge heat 2.
Leo is with every stroke. Look at him pulling that board forward, eating up the yards from Augusto, and this is going to be
the dismount and the run to the finish. And it will be Augusto.
Well done.
Just getting ahead of Leonika. What a race.
That was racing. That was Leonika. Mate, take a bow.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be super frustrated with yourself, I'm sure, with that last turn. But
yeah, it was that last buoy. It looked like right here he just
could see the
slight hesitation or change of footwork.
it was funny. I just started to say, as he was approaching that buoy, you could see him relax because he was like, "Don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake," and then he just sort of left that 2-yard gap. A word of his brother there.
Yeah.
Leo.
Beautiful bridge that we cross over to come to work with the Atlantic in the distance. Take a deep breath. Heat number 3, men's repercharge. It continues on. Right to Gucci, Thomas Lacerda, Pablo Carbonell, and João Guilherme. That's the 4 men that will be battling out for those 2 coveted spots and a chance to go on in the quarterfinals on a beautiful day here in Portugal. Stop number 2 of the APP Viana Sub Open. Glad to have you with us here in Viana do Castelo.
I hope they're getting the footage we're getting. Look at that, it really is.
And that'll be part of the course tomorrow.
They will, so they'll come from where the camera is pointing at the moment, the mouth of the River Lima there, where it meets the Atlantic.
How are you feeling about 17K? I heard you're going to jump in and pace up.
I'd love to. I'd love to. I don't think there's enough time in the day for
There
me
you
to do that.
get a paddle in. Here we go. Moving on now. This is repercharge heat number 3. Who's going to get first their feet? Good start there for the white, Thomas Lacerda. On the outside, right to Gucci on the red bib. Keep an eye on him as well. Does he have enough speed to get overlap? Lacerda's going to take him to that first bib. First buoy, excuse me.
Lacerda's been fast in both heats. Right. He's so much we're used to see him ride. Ryan has shown time and time again that he can eat up gaps. Maybe just biding his time, getting himself right for this second turn. Right around the buoy. Look at how high Ray gets the board out of the water. Really helps sharpen that up.
Fans tuning in, both streaming and in person here. If you're lucky enough to be in Portugal to see this great racing. And look at this, here comes Rai.
Eating up the yards as we can expect of him, and he's just taking his time to make sure he gets in a good position and swing that board around.
Thomas guarding that inside line.
Thomas did really well there to hold that line. Didn't give Ray any gaps at all.
And now he pulls away. So Lacerda and Taguchi going 1 and 2 here. As Taguchi's got a little bit of a burst right here. He's going to run out of real estate though.
He is going to run out. But you can see here why Rai is sort of famous for his sprinting, because he's got tremendous straight line speed. But that's a great win for Thomas. He's shown that he's well capable capable of that. That's a great performance. Well done. Well done,
Taguchi
Ryan.
grabs second.
Who's going to...
Third's going to go away. Pablo Cabral Garcia and João Guilherme will finish in fourth.
João's done a lot of paddling already today. I wonder if that's played a factor in that. A little bit of fatigue coming into that. He's done a lot of racing this morning prior to this men's event. Cool.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us. You can look at us. We're in race position right now. We're leaning forward, trying to get some of the action. Todd Harris alongside Ian McCarthy, and there is the beach. It is a beautiful day here in Portugal. Can't say that enough as we bring you the second stop of the APP World Tour here in Viana do Castelo. Some good racing so far. We've been to the repercharge, and the next one's going to be good as well because this is something of a grudge match. As we look at the lineup here for heat number 4, you've got Ivan de Frutos Ruiz, Arthur Arutkin, Daniel Perez, and Blue Ewer. They got together, Arutkin and Blue, in an earlier one, and it caused our only interference call from the judges on the day, which elevated Arthur and Blue to second, third change of position. Blue won it, but he got relegated down to third.
Yeah. So you thought we'd maybe skipped this race, this heat.
Not so much.
But not so much. He's back in it, and this is going to be tight. Blue and Arthur again. I would expect to sort of battle it out. Hopefully, not a repeat of what happened earlier. Here they go. Something Blue's been working really hard on. You've seen this year. That start is really explosive, but Arthur is not going to give him an inch.
And this is where the drama played out in their first heat race. Arthur's got the inside line.
Blue.
Stay on board.
Ivan de Frutos a super turn.
Yeah.
Look at that, and that's with that little bit of extra space. That's what you can do. Daniel Perez there in fourth.
Arthur's got the lead. Blue.
Arthur is such a great paddler. And to see him back competing in these sprints so regularly and competitively, this is awesome. So as they make it round turn 2,
Blue's taking control of second.
Out in front, we've got Blue Ewer in second, Ivan de Frutos in third, followed by Daniel Perez.
So here we go, final turn. Head for home. There you see the finish line in the distance. Arthur Arutkin has the lead. Blue Ewer in second place. Top two definitely moving on to the quarterfinals. How will it play out? And look at this. Blue's closing in just a little bit. Does he have enough time, though? I don't know if Arthur's going to give it to him.
Van trying to make a move on Blue there, but Blue is charging towards Arthur. Arthur's going to take this. I can't see him giving this up, but Blue is not.
He's not out of the woods just yet. He's got company on the inside with Ivan de Frutos Ruiz.
Ivan de Frutos is not wanting to get rid of Blue's tail either. Look at that. Blue does not want to...
Quick exit. Yep.
Look at that. Well done.
So Arthur Arutkin gets the win. Blue Ewer this time, very clean, less drama than we saw in the first one. Ivan de Frutos Ruiz will finish in third place with Daniel Perez in fourth. Ooh, we're getting ready for some quarterfinal action. It is going to be good. Look at this start. Arthur said, I want to stay away from everyone.
Yeah. Blew a little wide out there on that first turn, but done the job. The job was top two. Get through.
That's amazing. Well, good racing action so far here as we get ready for another round, the repercharge. I tell you what, at this point, it's hard to say who's been the most impressive. On the men's side, there's been so much good racing, a lot of mostly clean racing, but we've had a little bit of drama play out. Here we go on heat number 1. Now we start the women's repercharge as they get set for their quarterfinals. Inês Blin Gomez, Laura Del Pont, Angela Chevaria, and Veronica Silva will all battle out for 2 spots in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. Again, expect some awesome racing. These, it's such a good format. Thick and fast racing, super tight. There's no, as you say, no one's really sort of stood out like they're running away with it.
No. At this point, though, if I look at the men's side, there's one name that I don't say impressing the most, obviously, with Connor Baxter, but I think a showdown between Connor Baxter and Shuri Araki is looming. It just seems like it's two unforgiving forces that are going to meet up somehow in that final.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure.
taking a look at something.
Light delay.
And it looks like someone's sitting down, and then hopefully everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Our 4 competitors are ready to go at the line, so this may be a member of staff or another competitor that's going to require some attention before we start racing again. So we'll make sure everyone's taken care of. Give everyone a chance to take a deep breath and try to enjoy this beautiful day here in Portugal. It's amazing. 2 weeks ago, the heat was just, all of Europe was just on fire. I mean, technically it was just scorcher, and now it's cooled off just in time for the APP World Tour to come to town.
It's cooled off, still hot enough. I'm in Northern Ireland. This is warm enough for me.
Yeah. Plenty warm for you.
See kind of there. Ivan de Frutos, just off the water. All the guys in the racers paddock. Yeah, it does look like someone's...
Oh, looks like someone might have had an injury or something, or a tumble.
Maybe.
I'm going with the sign language and hand language. I tumbled, I hit my head.
But
I think I'm going to be okay. Exactly. Good translation. Ian speaks Russian, English, and body language. I'm going to be all right. High five. Thanks for the help. Appreciate it.
No worries, man. Sorry
for the drama.
I'm embarrassed now.
Please keep the cameras away.
I hope they're all okay.
Yeah.
It looks like they're all good.
Well, the medical staff on,
team on site.
yeah,
So.
good folks taking care of everyone, not just the athletes. This gives an opportunity for Angela to take a deep breath, and this is the calm before the storm, because they just grab your board, grab your paddle, a couple deep breaths, and then for the next 120 seconds or less, it is full on.
It's like anything, those little interruptions, you're getting ready, you're getting prepped. A slight distraction, a slight delay, what does that have? What is the impact on these riders? What can they do?
All clear. And we're racing.
And they're off.
Here we go. Angela,
a good
great start.
Inez.
I like Inez's position. If she can keep the speed up, she'll have a great spot, but Angela may have the better line. Just driving towards that first buoy.
It's going to be tight. There's going to be a...
Oh, we got three going in.
Three going into turn 1.
There's only one line, ladies. Oh, balance, balance, balance.
They've done well. They've held them all. Angela
wow.
has just managed to hold that. I don't know if she felt the nose of Laura's board just catching her ankles there, but
certainly pressure out on the water. Did you see what happened to that guy on the beach? Racing continues on here. This is heat number 1 women's repercharge of the sprint competition here at the APP World Tour.
Angela's got the lead. Angela Fernandez.
Inez trying a wide turn, but she's opened the door for Laura.
Laura and Inez really battling out for the second spot here, and that's vital. So top 2 are definitely
into a quarterfinal.
Into the quarters.
Angela trying to keep her head about her. Stay clean right here. Look at this. One more turn and it's all hers. Ooh, Laura comes in hot.
Again.
Inez has got go time, but look at this.
Really well.
Yeah.
Now, can she
Tight
explode
line.
out of that? Can she steal second place?
Here's the conditioning.
Great position to do that.
She's got the more direct line, Ian.
Inez has got the win, I think, but Laura and Angela.
That's Angela that's going to get the win.
Angela's getting the win.
It's going to be
Laura and Inez battling out for second.
It looks like Laura's going to pull ahead. Almost equal on strokes, but Laura's got a little bit of a lead. Angela will dismount, casually run to shore. Oh, look at that. Inez was going to make a run for it. Even if she did stay on her feet, the board that Angela was dismounting was right in her way, so it kind of was an obstruction for her. But a good battle nonetheless as Laura Del Pont. Here's one more time. Great start from the get-go for Angela.
Lots of them quick to their feet there, looking good. It's awesome to see as well, just to finish, they're all super supportive of each other. Like there's no animosity. They're all, you know, like geeing each other on. There will be disappointment for those that Veronica there.
And we've got the best seat in the house. I mean, look at us sitting right outside. Just
you've got to hats off. Shout out to the camera crew and the team behind the scenes here, bringing you these images, because this is tough to execute, and they are. I mean,
if I was part of the Viana Chamber of Commerce, I would switch. This is what it looks like here every day. Never change.
All the time.
All right, Ian, here's where we go. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Heat number 1, men's quarterfinals. From here on out, it is really knockout format. Win or move on, lose and go home. Connor Baxter, Antonio Murillo, Aaron Sanchez, and Leo Nica to kick things off, and that is not a bad appetizer.
Don't make me hungry. No, right, this is just exciting.
We're excited for these quarterfinals to get underway. We've really had a nice warm-up here. The course looks great. The conditions are fantastic. Light crosswind, not really affecting it much. The water staying relatively calm here. As we get ready, we'll also hear from Emily Utrup down on the beach, as she'll be interviewing our winners as they come through. So you've got the defending champion in Connor Baxter. Antonio Murillo, we've seen the speed that he's demonstrated. Aaron Sanchez is plenty warmed up, as is Leo Nica.
Leo, we saw explode through the finish of his last round. I mean, this is going to be,
Is Connor just the...
You don't want to say it almost, you know, like you think Connor, yes, there's this sort of expectation that he's gonna win. But honestly, like Antonio super impressed me earlier with his paddle. Leo has shown his strength. But look, Connor, it reminds me when he's doing these sort of warm-up drills, it reminds me of Conor McGregor.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Keep
walking around the octagon?
Yeah.
Is he the prototypical perfect body type for SUP?
I think there's an argument for both schools of thought. I think if you look at Connor versus Shrimpy, you've got that sort of tall, lean, sort of powerhouse versus that short, stocky, low center of gravity. There's arguments for both, and both seem to win everything. So
they both seem to work pretty well.
There'll be a PhD scientist somewhere that can answer that.
Someone's working on a dissertation right now. So Connor Baxter will be in the red, and Antonio Murillo will be in the white. Aaron Sanchez will be in the blue, and Leonard Nica will be in the yellow. Top 2 moving on to semifinal number 1 here at the APP World Tour, stop number 2 here in Viana do Castelo. Beautiful day, Portugal, as we are set to go racing, and this is serious business racing now. No more gaps, no more automatic passes. You got to earn your way into the final.
Yeah, and this is like, I'm a sucker for. I love all the human stuff around all of this. So like just there, like you may have seen on the screen, but Leo's brother Claudio, who's also sort of racing in the events this weekend, was just sort of helping him with setup and prepping and just. I love all those little human relationships that interplay between these tournaments, and just seeing that how people operate and approach the races differently.
In a race like this, though, Ian, with the talent that we've got in this very first heat for the quarterfinals, you really can't afford to be in 3rd or 4th place with that first buoy. I mean, I don't see mistakes being made by. I mean, they can happen, obviously, but with the talent that we have here, you're not going to see guys falling off or making mistakes at a buoy rounding.
I think once someone like Connor has a bit of clear water, like it's almost game over.
Yeah.
He's that fast, he's that skilled. He can not going to make that.
Here we go, heat number 1, men's sprint.
Here they go, come on.
Wow, look how fast.
Connor is up to his feet.
On his feet in no time, just like you said, and this is the worst case scenario for the rest of the field. Clear water for Connor Baxter.
Antonio having to deal with the wake off the back of Connor's board, and he's done so well with that. That's, you know, in a super strong position.
Aaron Sanchez in the blue. Oh, and Antonio goes down. And that's going to create problems for Leo Nica. Nica is going to have issues now. So it's really a 2-man race now. Connor Baxter out in front and Aaron Sanchez in the blue sitting in 2nd. Top 2 moving on to the semifinals.
Aaron's pushing him. He's not going to let Connor just cruise this. He's going to push him all the way. And we've seen great paddling this morning from Aaron to him get here.
Baxter really guarding the inside line.
Just starting to open up a bit of space. National teammates cheering them on.
Baxter and Sanchez going 1 and 2. Red and blue as they make their way. One more buoy rounding, and it will be Connor Baxter, the reigning champion, out in front. Very cautious, very clean as he comes across. But look how close Aaron Sanchez is.
Aaron really wants to give this a go. Look at this. This is it. This is what he's coming for. Race the best and test them. Test yourself. Go on, Aaron.
Not letting him get away. Connor Baxter has the lead. Looks like he's going to claim the victory here in quarterfinal number 1. Aaron Sanchez is going with him. That'll take him into the semifinals. And what a race, what a start. You go back to the very beginning, and I'm just amazed as we see this in replay, how quickly Connor Baxter got to his feet as he brings it to the finish line. It will be Connor Baxter getting the win, bringing his board with him, and still gets the victory with Aaron Sanchez finishing in second. Wow.
Aaron's going to be delighted with that. Who have we got coming in here? Leo coming in third.
All kinds of drama there as they went to that first one. Here it is one more time.
Look at Connor is up almost before the boards hit the water.
Yeah, and Antonio Murillo going down. That really became problematic for Leonard Nika. So a great race, great way to start things off. Quarterfinal 1 is history. Again, Connor Baxter and Aaron Sanchez move on. I think Connor Baxter kind of sent a message.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
not
we
here
were
to,
talking about it a minute ago.
Yeah.
We were just sort of saying, like, yes, anything can happen, but I mean, Connor just showing there just how dominant he has been, how good he is, and you know, if you want to come and take a title off Connor, you've got to bring it.
Yeah, no mistakes are allowed when Connor Baxter, and the great thing is, not that it was psychological, but he's such a class act. He went down the line, shook everyone's hand. Hey guys, let's have a great race. This is probably the last time I'll see you. So Connor Baxter gets the win in quarterfinal number 1. Aaron Sanchez finishes in second. Leo Nika with a great race, but he had problems with Antonio Murillo, fell off his board and really caused a logjam for him, and that really created a 2-man race with Sanchez and Baxter. And Baxter, to what Ian pointed out, once he gets clean water, he's a tough man to beat.
Yeah, and shout out to Antonio, who I thought did super well in there, like holding, you know, just off the tail of Connor.
Yep,
going up to that.
No question about it. Well, right now we can send down to the third member of our broadcast team, Emily Utrup, who is with the winner.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here with Connor Baxter's corner. Another perfect heat. Can you just take us through that heat?
Yeah, you know, these first few rounds is always getting the nerves out, getting the butterflies out, trying to not make mistakes, but if there are mistakes, let those get done and dealt with so that you can keep building to the next round, race strategy is the same as always, kind of get out in front, maintain the lead. What's up, buddy?
Oh. And how do you prepare for today? I saw you being out there paddling a bit the last few days, and can you tell us a little bit about your training routine?
Yeah, luckily I brought the family here, so I was able to kind of test the waters days before, and this morning I'm not getting any younger, so some of the guys you can see just line up on the line and go. And for me, I like to get a nice warm up in, get the blood flowing, a little sweat, and just set myself up for success.
Well, great. Thank you so much. We are looking forward to see you in the semifinals.
You.
Thank you very much, Emily. Congratulations, Connor. Feeling good, hanging loose, throwing some shakas as he will be in the semifinals, and he will be a tough one. He's last and not comfortable in the waters here. He's really got to be the odds-on favorite. But remember, we're going to still see Sherby coming up and a lot of other talent as we move on now to the quarterfinal heat number 2 in the men's competition. Fernando Perez Serra, Rafael Cervantes Salazar, Augusto Garcia Villegas, and Manuel Joela Rojas. This will be a good one as well. 2 spots available in semifinal number 1.
Yeah, this is going to be tight. I'm going to try and call this. I was impressed with Manuel in his qualifier for this. Perez was equally impressive earlier, Perez Serra, and yeah, this will be exciting.
So they'll take their position on the beach. Remember, it's out, back, out, and back to the finish. It is very quick. These are the sprints. Day number 1 of the APP Viana Sup Open as we are underway now here. This is quarterfinal heat number 2.
They're off. In the water, bit of glide. Rafael up first, but Manuel looking like he's going to have the nose just ahead of the first turn.
This will be tight at the first turn, and look at Manuel pulling away. He's going to get the overlap.
Now, how sharp can he make this? He's done super well.
Yeah, he has.
Well done, Manuel. He
stayed out of trouble. Now it's back to the afterburners. Top two moving on to the semifinals. Right now it's the yellow and red. That is Fernando Perez.
Rai Taguchi in shot there. Team Rai. I want that cap.
Manuel Royala.
Oh, he's taking control of this.
Yeah, he is. Staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
Fernando
Super
Perez.
clean turns, and that's been consistent. Super clean turns.
Right now he's already thinking about this next buoy, right? He's thinking about positioning and everything.
So Fernando Serra in second place as things stand. Rafael Salazar third. Villegas in fourth. I can't see much.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Manuel really owning that race. Fernando Serra.
2 full board lengths for Manuel Royala Rojas as he will bring it into the shore. That's how they will finish up here in heat number 2. Quarterfinals underway, and he has punched himself a ticket into the semis. Well done, Manuel.
He's been impressive this morning. He's been good watching him.
And how about Fernando Perez Serra?
Yeah.
Rafael, good run, but not enough to get him in the top 2. And wrapping up the 4, Augusto Garcia Villegas.
I know we're in Portugal, so perhaps proximity and location enables the Spanish to access this event. But you've got to give a shout out to the Spanish team as a whole. Daniel Perez, who we've seen racing here today, a stand-up bearer of that, leader of that. But awesome to see what the Spanish as a nation, as a team, are really developing. And they've got so many young and so many competent, skilled riders that, it's really impressive to see. Other countries should take note.
Yeah, no question about it. It's great to see them, especially knowing the kind of day they've had. This isn't the first race for all of them. They at least had another race before them. Some of them have 2 races.
Some of them had qualifiers this morning.
Just to get to this point. So it's been a full day of racing so far, and still 2 more races to go if you do become lucky enough to get into the semifinals, and of course the big final lie ahead. And you think about the talent that's going to be in that final, it is going to be all on. So before we get to the next quarterfinal race, we want to go back down to the beach. That's where Emily Utrup is standing by with our most recent winner.
Manuel.
No, he didn't say. Oh, Manuel, that was a perfect heat. You look very strong out there. How did you prepare yourself for today?
I'm really happy to pass this heat with these guys that are simply amazing. They are my teammates from the Spanish team, and I'm really happy. I'm dreaming I am in the semi-final, so let's dream with the final.
That's amazing. So what is the goal of today?
When I start the day, I say that every hit for me it's a final. So the goal for today is to learn from all these athletes that are my heroes and get fun.
All right, thank you so much. We're looking forward to see you in the semifinals.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Emily. So 2 quarterfinals down. Ian, we are set now for quarterfinal number 3. And it doesn't get any easier with Christian Anderson, Claudio Nica, Thomas Lacerda, and Blue Ewer. Now, I know you got some dogs in this one, but
it's just never ending.
the onslaught of talent.
I've given up. I'm not trying to call it anymore.
And this is a tough one. We've talked about how important the start is, but we've seen people come from behind to get wins. But with the quality, if you make it to the quarterfinals here on the APP Tour, you know exactly what you're doing. You're not going to make those casual mistakes. So you've got to think, I got to be in the top 2, maybe top 3 if I want any shot of moving on.
Yeah, I'd agree, but equally, ultimately these guys are here because they are that good, and it's not about it's not about sort of not making a mistake. It's that sort of unforced errors sort of element. If you look from a sort of tennis perspective, but that you can't account for all the things that are going to happen. And Blue and Arthur earlier on was a great example of that. There are just things that are going to happen out in there that you can't account for, and you've got to adapt in the moment. Christian, Polar Bear, I thought was super impressive in his round earlier on. Oh, he's taking a little wobble on the start.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic, as you said.
The commentators cursed there. Sorry, Polar Bear.
How about Blue on the outside?
Blue has
Claudio.
Earlier, he has worked so hard on that starting technique.
How about that technique of Claudio Nica using the buoy to bump off it? The cross check there to keep himself. And look at this, the Polar Bear from third to first. How about that?
Look at that. And really making the charge to get out in front. Oh, Claudio is not letting him go.
No. That might have been the pass of the day with Christian Andersen in third place. Now he finds himself in first place, and now he's going to make it real certain that he gets around there clean.
That's 2 races now that he is looking really strong, Christian.
Oof. Christian Andersen with a great opening first 2 legs. Claudio Nica sitting in second place in the white bib, and then it's Thomas Lacerda in the blue. And Blue Euro looked like he was going to give it a go on the outside, just did not negotiate that first buoy well.
Yeah, he's been limp-lumps on his turns, but Christian Andersen has been explosive in both races so far today.
So it's a straight shot now back into shore, and Christian Andersen's going to like this view much more than he did at buoy number 1, as he has the lead by more than a board length. Sitting in second place is Claudio Nica. This is for a position into the semifinals. Top 2 are moving on, and Christian Andersen has done himself a solid. After a poor performance coming out, and it's easy for me to say that, but you identified those 2 little wobbles. He strolls across the finish line, no problem for the victory. Second place going to Claudio Nica, and third is going to go, looks like Thomas Lacerda, but did Blue Ewer just get him? And it was Thomas Lacerda that got it. But wow, what a performance. Christian Andersen getting the win. This is the key right here.
I'll be honest, he's totally not surprised me.
He's in fourth.
Christian to be really good, but that there, but also just the consistency of his strength of paddling this morning has been really impressive.
Christian Andersen was in 4th place, as we just saw in the replay there in quarterfinal heat number 3, and he ends up winning the race. So forget about everything we said. If you're not in the top 2, you got no shot. What do we know? Fourth place to first place. Well done, Polar Bear, Christian Andersen. And he had a rest. He didn't race in the last round because he won his first round. So maybe just knock a little rust off.
Yeah. Get your mistakes out before the final.
Man, it is going to be good. He's still got some finals to look forward to, and some of the names that are shaping up.
Just the paces, like if you watch the phase between buoy 1 and buoy 2, just the pace that he managed to power through there. And Claudio, to be fair, really kept with him, stuck with, seemed some really strong paddlers. And now, as we whittle that down towards the final, I mean, this is making for some exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I think we all want to know how he went from 4th to 1st. So for that, we go down on the beach, and here's Emily.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Christian Eriksen. I told you. That's a football player. Yeah. With Polar Bear.
Not that famous.
Almost as good. You had a perfect heat. There was some really tough competitors in that heat, but you look very strong. Can you just take us through that heat?
Yeah, that's a tough heat. There's a lot of good guys in this one. I feel like that was one of the hardest quarterfinals. And I actually didn't have a very good start. I was kind of sitting in 3rd or 4th, and then around the buoy I kind of got the inside, and I pulled away, and then I really accelerated out of that first turn, and got in the lead and got clean water and was able to come out on top.
And what is your goals for this particular event? I know that you are also very excited for the downwind race tomorrow. That's one of your very strong sides. So.
Yeah. I mean, the goal is always to win, right? So, that's what I'm going for. And, really want to just make it to the final now, get through each heat. And then tomorrow the down will be really fun, too.
Well, we'll be cheering for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Emily. We haven't seen the last of the Polar Bear, or have we? The judges are now calling, race control is calling for a replay of that first buoy. And I don't know if I see... you see the blue. of Thomas Lacerda, but
Seemed like more like,
Yeah.
to me, that seemed more like Thomas took himself wider
Wide,
than,
yeah.
than Christian.
Christian. Yeah.
Pushing him or anything.
And we just got an all clear. So
clear.
yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
clear. They agreed with Ian. So that's always good. When Ian McCarthy's on the same level as the judges, we can press on with the racing here in Portugal. So yeah, Christian Anderson, again, 4th to 1st. That was a tremendous job by him.
I'll be honest. I couldn't hear that interview that we just gave with Christian, but I want to know what he's been eating in the past few months. I want his dietary.
You want those same shoulders because he's got some power in those arms. He's,
shoulder envy.
oh man, that was impressive how he went from 4th to 1st, took that inside line and then powered away. All right, so heat number 4, men's quarterfinals. It's Shrimpy, Shuri Oraki, Ricardo Avila, Arthur Arutkin, who's had a tough road just getting to this point, but he's here, and Rai Taguchi. So we've got 2 great Japanese racers in this one, and pick your poison, Ian.
I think I've got to go Shrimpy in this. I think I'm going to call Arthur to take second.
Okay.
Rai, I don't know, he was ill for the previous event. I don't know if there's just like he maybe hasn't paddled as much. He just seems slightly off his normal pace today. Finding his feet again, but here we go, get ready. What do I know?
Quarterfinal, heat number 4, 2 spots available. Look how high Shrimpy carries that board up and on and paddling.
Hey, boom.
Man, there's the
This is
secret
interesting.
sauce.
So there's a nice little gap in terms of distance between Arthur and Shrimpy's boards there.
Look at Rai Taguchi coming across.
Look,
He's going to force the issue.
what do I know? There goes Ryan, making me look stupid just before.
Okay, same situation, and look at Shrimpy negotiating it. Gets his board around.
I can't tell you how impressive it is to do that in such a fine gap at such pace. Shrimpy is masterful at that.
You called it though. Arthur Arutkin now in 1st place with Shuri Araki, Shrimpy in 2nd place. He's got Rai Taguchi on his inside as they make this big right-hander, and these fans look way more relaxed than folks out on the water.
Arthur getting round there, Shrimpy going wide and just staying in control
Yep.
of the board.
And I think you called it perfectly. Stays in control. So Shuri Araki and Arthur Arutkin now in the driver's position.
Yeah, the young Spanish
He's got the inside line.
crew watching the beach. He's got the inside. What can he do? Oh, he's so
Yeah.
tight with that turn.
Spun it. Now it's on. Now it is on.
Who's
Full
got it?
drag race to the
Who's got
finish
it?
line.
Come on, boys.
Arthur Arutkin in the blue. It's Shuri Araki in the red. It's a race. It is a race on. Who's going to win quarterfinal number 4? It looks like Shrimpy's pulling
Arthur,
ahead.
come on, Arthur. Do it for the old boys. Here we go. Come on.
Shrimpy's going to probably dismount on the left-hand side. Arthur's going to have to dismount on the right. And look at this. Here comes Rai Taguchi back into the mix. So 3 battling for 2 positions. Shrimpy has no problem. And at the line, it will be Arthur Arutkin just getting ahead of Rai Taguchi. Hats off to
Just stumbled on the. He could have picked.
Where did the Rai come from? He was like out of the race. We're focusing on 1 and 2, and all of a sudden he's in.
Ryan's done this to us so many times, like appearing from nowhere when it seems like he's out
Yeah.
of the race. This is I've got to be honest. This is a masterclass in technical turning from Shrimpy.
Yeah.
Just the execution, the pace of getting to the back of the board, keeping low, getting it spun in that sort of one paddle. See other people, whether they're goofy or regular footed, but with these really short sort of tappy strokes, whereas he's got this really firm sweep in, and it's so tight, so accurate in such a.
And he's got the speed. There's no question about his speed. Who gets to their board faster, him or Connor Baxter? I mean, that's a stopwatch. I mean, that is. So you've got the compact power of Shrimpy.
Yeah.
You've got the long strokes and the speed of Connor Baxter.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the polar bear.
Yeah.
The man who's
He's my
Harry
dark horse
Houdini
for
and pulls
today.
4th to 1st in that one.
He's 100% my dark horse
Wow.
for the day. He's been so impressive today.
Man, the semifinals are set. The semifinals are set, and we couldn't have asked really for much better.
Thanks, guys.
We've got the women's semifinals still to come, which will be great indeed.
You were actually behind
Shrimpy.
and on the last pointer and you took the win. Can you just take us through that?
Yes, today this sprint race is very short, so from start to first buoy is very important, and I was I can win. And let's go final.
Let's go to the final. Well, we are excited to see you and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Shuri Araki, always with a smile on his face. But when you're that fast, why wouldn't you be smiling?
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
And just like, if you've been in and around the sort of paddling world for the past few years, you'd have seen him grow up. You know, like you literally have seen this sort of teenage, 13, 14-year-old boy
Phenom.
become a young man.
Yeah.
It's just awesome to see. His dad's here, his coach. I don't know if he's got some younger siblings as well. I'd be interested if they're sort of made the trip.
It's really a family affair,
It's
though,
a
isn't
real
it?
family affair there. It's they're total watermen.
So we turned our attention to the women's at semifinals. Ian, this is heat number 1. Alexia Soto, Juliette Duhaime, Caroline Kunzel, and Laura Del Pont will kick things off. Top 2 move on to the final. The other 2 will head off to the consolation final. That'll be the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. But right now, beach is open. Conditions are perfect. Everyone getting loose.
All I can say is I hope Juliette and Caroline get on, because they're racing against each other week in, week out so far this year. It's so I hope off the water there's some friendly banter.
And don't forget Alexia Soto Sanchez. She's looked good all day today. Again, this is semi 1, top 2 moving into the final.
Yeah. Oh, no, this is anyone's. I mean, Juliette and Caroline are big names, but Alexia has paddled really well this morning, and don't discount Laura. This will be tight.
Course is clear, judges are ready, athletes are ready. Semi-final heat number 1 of the women's competition here in Portugal is set to get underway. Clean start, and what a run by Caroline Kunzel.
She's done really well. She's got a lot of water ahead there. But Alexia Sanchez is up with her.
And Juliette, not the start she was looking for. Let's see if she can pull off a polar bear. It's a new way to describe coming from behind.
Careful how you phrase that. And Caroline has got some space here. Can she capitalise on it? Alexia.
Oh, look at Juliette. Look at Juliette. She is going to take that inside line.
And there you see the value of the turn. Races can be won or lost at the turn.
So Caroline Kunzel in the blue out in front. Juliette Duhaime in second place right now. Top 2 moving on to the finals of the women's competition here. APP World Tour stop number 2 from Portugal.
Good, efficient turn from Caroline there.
Took her time, made sure it was clean.
Yeah. Just making it tight, closing any gaps. Seems to have found a nice rhythm. Juliette does seem to be gaining a
Yes, she
bit
does.
of ground. Just
A little quicker on the
come
strokes.
down to this turn.
Caroline's really being deliberate about this.
Yeah. Again, Juliette doing that just in a controlled manner, knowing that she's in second place, at least securing the spot in the final.
Alexia Soto Sanchez in third, not really a threat at this point, and the race really is on for first and second.
So in this semi-finals, third and fourth go into
The consolation final.
final.
So still something to fight for if you finish in third and fourth. Of course, 5, 6, 7, and 8 points.
This is Caroline and Juliette's race. Caroline is going to take the win.
Yeah.
Juliette Duhaime second.
Well done. Caroline Kunzel gets the win. Semi-final number 1. Juliette Duhaime, not her best start, but she came from third to second place, and Alexia Soto Sanchez will finish in third, with Laura Del Pont finishing in fourth. Here's the start once again. Look how quickly the blue of Caroline Kunzel gets to her feet.
Look at her creep through the gap there, Juliette. Really controlled going into that first turn. Super job.
Wow.
It back for her. Well
Good
done.
racing indeed.
Yeah.
So that's one of the women's semifinals underway and complete. Congratulations to Caroline Kunzel, Juliette Duhaime. They will battle it out. In the final, the worst to do is third and fourth, but an opportunity for them to win the title. We've got one more semifinal women's competition before we shift back to the men's semifinals. In this one, we've got Duna Gordia, Esperanza Barreas, Mary Carmen Rivera and Angela Chevalier Fernandez. Go ahead, I'll let you pick the winner right now. Look into your crystal ball.
Come on. Well, do you know I'm going to call Duna?
Okay.
I'm going to call Duna.
Not a terrible pick.
I've loved watching her over the past year. I think she's really showing the promise that a few amazing race results last year showed she had in her. Espe, you can't. She will be favourite, but hey, let's do it.
Right now, let's go back down to the beach. Emily Utrup is with the winner of the last race, Caroline Kunsel.
Another Danish winner for her.
Thanks, guys. That's correct. I'm here with Caroline. Caroline, that was a perfect heat. Can you just talk us through that heat?
Yeah, so I was really focused on getting a really good start, just keeping my eye on what I could do best and not on everybody else. So that strategy worked very well. And yeah, it was just, I got quick from the start, took a good buoy turn, made like a good focus towards that first turn, and then just off from there with everything I had. So.
And I think today's course, it's very interesting from your perspective. What do you think is more important, like the strength or the technique?
I think it's a really good mix because without the technique, you're not really going anywhere, you're just kind of floating around the buoys, so you have to have a good technique. So I think the technique is a bit more important, but you still have to be fast on the long stretches. Yeah.
Well, we're very excited to see you in the finals, so good luck.
Thank you so much.
And back to you guys.
Thank you, Emily. Congratulations, Caroline. So she has a few moments to rest. There'll be this race and then the men's semifinals before we get back to the women's and the consolation rounds. Great racing still ahead of us here as we are just getting warmed up in the semifinals for both the men's and the women's in the APP World Tour Stop number 2. Now the lineup for heat number 2. This is the second semifinal. Duna Gordia, we talked about Esperanza Barreas having a great day. Marie Carmen Rivera and Angela Chavaria. You like Duna in this one. Explain why.
I just think, I haven't seen her paddling this morning. I just think she's looking, look, hey, Espe is Espe. Marie Carmen and Angela have done super well getting here. Yeah, the races so far have shown us we just don't know. This is what it's all about. Again, just like little things like this, just watching them prep on the start line, you can see Espe quite active. You know, Duna's a more sort of
staying loose,
standstill sort of vibe about her at the moment, whereas Espe's sort of moving, getting those muscles warmed up and ready.
Board's not in hand just yet, so we can.
There must be something going on there.
Take a little break, let them get themselves set. All right, here we go. Now we're getting down to serious business time. This is women's semifinal heat number 2 from Viana do Castelo here in Portugal. 2 of these women will be moving on to the final. The other 2 will be going on to the consolation final and battle out for places 5, 6, 7, and 8. Business at hand, and they are off.
Even in one start, you have there.
Yeah.
Three different examples on show of how people would carry their board. 3 different handle setups.
Marie Carmen got a great start, but she's got that inside line. Look on the outside in the white. It's Esperanza Barreas.
Angela, go on.
And it looks
Angela's
like,
been having a great day today here.
Esperanza's got the great position. Ooh, you see the board of Duna.
Duna is in a tough position. She's going to struggle from here. She needs to really find a gap and charge now.
Tip of her board made contact with Esperanza Barreas. Barreas stays on board, no problem there. Now the battle is on for that second place. Remember, top 2 moving on to the main final. The other 2 are going on to the consolation final. And right now it's the white of Esperanza Barreas in first place, the blue of Marie Carmen Rivera in second.
Yeah, as they come.
Look at this. Here comes your Duna pick.
Yeah.
Duna, have some.
Not gonna let that go. Come on. I love the crowd, but let's see. Actually, here we go. Come on.
Esperanza Barreas out in front.
Marie Carmen in second.
The question is, how close is Duna in third in the red bib? One more buoy to negotiate, and then it's a straight shot to the beach and the finish line.
Can't imagine she's let it too far. So Duna has reappeared in third. Can she get around this?
Look how quick.
Inside.
She's trying to cut that inside line, yep.
She's trying. And can she sprint for that second place now? This is where we come. Marie-Carmen did so well.
Esperanza's pretty much got this thing, barring any major catastrophe. The battle now will be for second place between Duna Gordia and Marie-Carmen Rivera. Look at Esperanza Boreas go. She is going to power to the finish line, and she will take the win in semifinal heat number 2. And here it is. The race is on, and it is Marie-Carmen Rivera.
She has done it.
She pulls away in grand fashion to grab that second position. So congratulations to Esperanza Boreas getting the win and Marie-Carmen Rivera finishing in second.
Well done, great result.
Well done, ladies. That was a great race. I thought Duna Gordia was going to make it happen. Now if she just ran out of steam.
But Espe showing her class, absolute dominance again.
And right now Duna's in 4th place. But oof, what a finish. Esperanza not letting the gap close down. She just said, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to shut this thing down.
Wow. Those guys in the commentary box know.
Especially the guy on the left knows nothing. Oh, so the women's competition now is set. The final is set for the women. It'll be a fantastic one. We'll have that. Plus, we'll have the women's consolation final for you. Again, that's the battle for points in 5, 6, 7, and 8. The big show, though, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's a flip a coin one. There's so much talent. Any one of those 4 women could win this thing.
Look, Caroline, Espe, Juliette, and Marie-Carmen. What a final that is going to be.
You look at that lineup and it's like, wow, she'll win. No, she'll win. Oh, no, she could.
You can see there's a case for all of them. Espe with a performance there is definitely marked.
All right. Well, up next it'll be the men's semifinals. Before we do that, let's go down to the beach. Here is Emily with the winner.
That was a fantastic heat. You're into the final. How are you feeling right now?
I'm really, really happy that this is one of my goals here. Just to stay in the final is a super present for me today. So, just have fun.
And I know that tomorrow's downwind race is also one of the things you're very, very excited for. For a weekend like this where you're sprinting and you're downwinding, how do you preserve your energy?
I never save energy. I try to be as much complete as I can. So this is my way of racing.
And so how do you like doing a day to get energy and stuff? What do you eat like between heats during the day?
I have breakfast like every day, early in the morning. Then I bring like 2 sandwiches, and then probably I will eat a bit of just pasta, and then a good dinner for tomorrow.
All right, well done. But we are really excited to see you in the final, and good luck.
Thank you, and congrats to everyone because they are super strong.
That's true. Thanks, guys, and back to you guys in the studio.
All smiles for Esperanza Boreas as she looks relaxed and ready to go and possibly take home a title here in Portugal at stop number 2 of the APP World Tour. We now get our attention turned to the men's competition again, down to the semifinals. And much like in the women's competition, this, Ian, is a pick-em. I mean, Connor Baxter obviously has got to be a favorite as the defending champion. Manuel Joel has a great race today, racing today, I should say. Aaron Sanchez and Fernando Perez.
Yeah, you've got to think Connor's going to take this, but Manuel has been super impressive today, and Aaron Sanchez has done incredibly well. Fernando Perez done also, look, any one of those guys could cause an upset here. But I don't think they will.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly honest.
Look at Connor Baxter just casually strolling in, a little cool down paddle that he had after winning his last heat. And here he is finding himself in that pole position, inside line in the red bib. He'll have his hands full, though. We've seen Manuel Joel do some really nice work out on the water. Aaron Sanchez has been a great story all day long. And then don't forget Fernando Perez.
Yeah, this is where we start to wonder, do the sort of the additional races that a couple of these paddlers have had to do, how much of that
good point.
Just started to take out Manuel. I've loved watching him race today, but can he stay up there in the white shirt this time?
Surely Connor Baxter can't be that nice. You know, wishing everyone best of luck. Guys, good luck. And now he's going to go on there and just be the killer that he is. Here we go. This is heat number 1, semifinals of the men's sprint competition from Portugal.
Off they go. Up, straight up.
Wow. One fluid motion from Connor Baxter.
makes that motion look so easy, and I can tell you it is not.
He is just so efficient, Ian. You look at his stroke, look at his body position. He's not fully standing up. He's bent over just enough. Has the inside line. Look at the quick footwork to the inside. Gets pressure from the blue of Aaron Sanchez. And look at this. They're head to head. Both paddling on the right-hand side. Baxter just starting to pull away, trying to get some distance before he has to make that right-hand turn. Doesn't have the overlap. Slight wobble there. Baxter now setting up right in the ship.
If you're Aaron Sanchez now, what are you thinking? Just hold, or are you
Hold on to that draft line if I were him, right?
Yeah, come on. Great turn there from Aaron.
Still in contact with Connor Baxter. The defending champion is out in front. Winner of the first event in Alicante, Spain. Can he make it 2 in a row? He's got one more race to go. And it looks like Connor Baxter, with one more buoy to go around, has got himself a position in the final. However, Aaron Sanchez not letting him off the hook.
And you've got to think, oh, he's controlled that nicely there, Connor. You can't see anything going wrong there for him. Aaron Sanchez is having a fantastic morning. Look at that.
Look how quickly and efficiently Connor Baxter paddles that board from left to right. The footwork is spot on. There's no wobble.
Just getting in the draft of him there. Just Aaron, it's all about staying stable, staying consistent, and you've got that second space in the final.
Pride of Maui coming across this time. He doesn't bring his board with him. And Connor Baxter, 3 races up, 3 races down. He gets the win. Aaron Sanchez in the blue will finish in second place. Fernando Pereira Serra. Oh, we got a little fan coming in here. But look at how quick the motion is. It is just wonderful motion.
And look, in this position, well, in that position just round for turn 1, Aaron Sanchez has got to go into the final with absolute confidence that he can cause an upset here.
Yeah, no question about it. Aaron Sanchez had a great race. He did not let Connor Baxter just pull away and run amok on this field. He stayed right with him. But to Connor Baxter, and his start is great. He's fluid one stop. It's almost going to be like we're going to need a mistake from him.
Yeah, look, you know, he's the sort of textbook of which we're all sort of reading and trying to learn from. He's set the standards, and he's done that consistently. But it's such fine margins, such fine margins. You can just see there, like Aaron, the likes of Aaron, and these other guys that were in this other semi-final, Shrimpy, Christian, Arthur, Claudio, like none of these guys are going to give Connor the space that he can afford to make any sort of
Gonna have his hands full. Let's find out what he's thinking. He's with Emily.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here with Connor. Connor, another heat win. You seem unbeatable out there. What is the secret?
The secret is year 15. You know, I've been not only just paddling for 15 years, I've been here since 2012, the first stop of the APP World Tour in Fiji. So some home court advantage in that sense. I know this course. I've done this course 100 times. Doesn't matter where it is in the world. And then, yeah, persistence, mindset, and most important thing above all is my belief and faith in God.
All right, and I know you're here with your family. Yes.
Mr. Tressel.
How does it mean for you to be able to travel with your family now and having them here?
It's so special. Like the motivation was before to win and prove who I am and what I can do, and now it's to show the next generation. I'm not just doing paddling, but to not give up, to go chase your goals, put your mind to something that you want, and don't stop chasing it. And to be able to show that to my son, and to be coming back after 15 years of doing this, and you know, asking my question why, because it's definitely not for the money. We're a small sport, and it's the love of the paddling, and you know, just keep going.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Connor. We're excited to see you in the final.
Right on.
So Connor's into the final. He even had strength to hold his son and do the interview. That was impressive.
Showing off. I'm just wondering if that is if that's the first international. I wonder if this will be the first international competition where his son's been able to join him. I wonder. We'll have to check in with him later and see. But how nice is that?
Yeah.
You know, you come off the finish line, winning your semi-final.
Yeah.
And your son's there to give
wait
you a hug.
for you.
Awesome stuff. So well done, Connor. Well done, Aaron. Really super strong paddling there. And roll on semi-final number 2.
So half the final is set. Ian McCarthy, I knew coming into today you would have said, oh, Aaron Baxter will be there and Aaron Sanchez will be there. That's how smart you are. Now, if you're such a genius, pick the last two spots. Who is going to join them as we get ready for the men's second semifinal? And this is stacked.
Yeah, but listen, if you'd have asked me before today, I would have absolutely said Shrimpy.
Yeah.
And I probably would have gone Arthur.
Okay.
But I'm now going to say Shrimpy and Christian.
Okay.
Just on what I've seen Christian doing today. But like, don't rule out Claudio. If you like, even in a couple of races, you've seen his pure raw power that Claudio's got to claw backyards. Like again, this is anyone's, but Shrimpy, based on this morning's performance, based on his CV, you've got to have him down as favourite. But Christian, Polar Bear, Anderson is definitely my tip for qualifying for that final after this morning's performance.
Shuri Araki, Arthur Rutkin obviously will be favorites. We'll see if they can get the job done here. It looks like we've got a little bit of a pause down on the beach as we don't have any athletes in position as of yet. So it's a good time to tell you that we are in Viana do Castelo, about 30 miles north of Porto, here on the Lima River, which empties out into the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. And as we've said time and time again, I'm going to say it one more time, the weather could not be much better. While the rest of Europe is absolutely scorching, and parts of where we live up in the UK and Ireland is pretty much gray and rainy, we've hit the sweet spot. We are right in the sweet belt of good weather.
Yeah. The wind actually looks like it's dying off a bit as well for these later stages. Super flat water. It's a great setup here, great little race course for the sprints. And is that Christian there just doing a little warm up in the water? Yep. So I feel we could be
a few minutes away.
Good few minutes
Let's
away.
talk about this, Ian. And we know how great conditioned these athletes all are, because you get through a day of sprints and you've got to be conditioned. But the schedule, we had Alicante, the last event. Obviously, the Worlds are coming up in September in nearby France. And then it's on to Busan in South Korea in October. So the schedule is pretty much lined up an activity or something every month where you get to the top of your game.
And that's the referencing just the tour and
right.
I'd say, and there's others like these guys are, they're on the water all the time. Like they're, there's some guys out there that I know are doing pretty much 7 days a week training programs. These are. And I think this is what I think a lot of people are finding fascinating about the sport of stand-up paddleboarding. Like, we've seen it have such a boom recreationally. We've seen a lot of the adventure paddle side, capturing a lot of attention internationally with various different things like Casper Steinfath doing his around Denmark, Brendan Prince doing his around the UK.
Anything that Kai Lenny does.
Yeah, Kai Lenny does.
I actually have a lesson from him on the North Shore of Oahu. Kai Lenny pretty much shamed me as we went out through the surf, and he got out through the surf in just like 3 strokes in this, and I was, doing the whole wobble rock, nose up, nose down, and he's just, he's sensational. But to your point, really, it's kind of sweeping the world.
Yeah, and it's, I think, for the past sort of few years, and this was even prior to COVID, it has been and continues to be the fastest growing sport in the world, and yet the sort of sport, I didn't necessarily keep up with that. I think a lot of people just see it as this sort of recreational thing, and so I love events like this that really showcase the athleticism required behind this. These are serious athletes.
If you have never been on a paddleboard, A, you should be, and B, you'll learn quickly what balance means, because it is all about balance. And then when you see the power that they are able to harness while balancing, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, get one of those big exercise balls, stand on that, and then paddle as hard as you can, left, right, and see if you stay on.
There's so much to it. There's so much, so many minuscule technical elements that we spend hours focusing on, and going on that journey through that to sort of mastering. That if you think about that sort of 10,000 hours theory from Malcolm Gladwell's book, if you apply that to anything like stand-up paddleboarding, like these guys are, these are in way more than 10,000 hours. But also, what I find fascinating is the progression curve for people in stand-up paddleboard. When you first pick up a paddleboard, you can go from never completely incompetent to baseline competence super quickly. But actually, to get to this level, that curve, that arc becomes vertical at the sort of at the micro adjustments that these guys need to make. Maintain cadence. Speed.
All right, looks like we're getting close. Semi-final heat number 2 is on the line. You've got Shori Araki in the red, Christian Andersen in the white, Arthur Rutkin in the blue, and Claudio Nica in the yellow. Keep your eye on that red of Shori Araki and watch how quickly he gets to his feet when they leave the beach. Semi-2, 2 spots in the final are up for grabs.
I cannot call this. Shrimpy asking them to move along. Christian, polar bear saying, get out of here. Here they go.
Pop and drop.
All of them know
Yep.
how important this is.
Oh, not a great start for Arthur.
Christian,
Look at the polar bear.
Wow, Christian.
Shrimpy and the polar bear right now are going 2 and 1. And look at that beautiful turn.
And look, Shrimpy again so tight with that turn.
Claudio Nica, I have a feeling that Claudio Nica and Arthur Rutkin have kind of run into 2 buzzsaws.
Christian Andersen.
What did he have for breakfast?
Oh my goodness, this is awesome.
The polar bear out in front and pulling away from Shuri Aroki. There's not a lot of people in this sport that can say, yeah, I blew that guy out of the water. I took him down, because right now it is Christian Andersen just pulling away from the field, including Shrimpy.
I love Christian and I think he's amazing, but I did not
Next level.
expect it. I did not expect this.
Christian Andersen out in front by a full boat length with 1 buoy to go. It'll be a left-hander, and he will punch it all the way into shore for his spot in the final. Shori Araki also looking to go into the final. He drops back, lowers down, spins the board around. Here he comes. It's a straight shot down to the beach. Does Shori Araki have the power? I don't think he does, Ian, as Christian Andersen is going to blow the field away in this one. Unbelievable race.
Well done, Christian Andersen. Well done, Shrimpy. You know, doing the job, sticking with his thing, not being distracted, not forced into mistakes.
And smart race by Shrimpy, because at some point he realized, I'm not going to catch him, so I'm not going to blow myself up. He just had a better race. Christian Andersen, well done. And Shori Araki will come in 2nd place. He will move into the final and the big show. Wow.
Wow. Claudio, well done.
He'll go into the consolation final for a battle for points in 5, 6, 7, and 8. And Arthur Rutkin just didn't have a great start. And with the guys in this field,
Arthur's had
here it is.
A brutal day today.
But look at that turn.
It's just the power and pace. I think Christian has shown absolute capability at this level, but today I've seen him in a whole new level to what I feel I've seen him deliver on before. This is, and hey, look, before that I said I would call him on the basis of what we've seen.
Just by his results today,
Angry, mean, hungry polar bear.
He's not happy about global warming. He's just going to make
Portugal.
Christian, you look extremely
Let's go down to Emily.
Again, some of the best paddlers. Can you tell us a little bit about your strength level compared to the technique as well? What is more important for you today, you think?
I think it's kind of a mix of both. You saw in this one I had a good start. I was able to just power through. Whereas in the other one I got a bit behind, and then you need to do the turn on the inside. So I think it's a combination of both. But I try to get a really good start and then get out in clean water. And that way I can hold them off better.
And can you tell us a little bit about how do you mentally prepare for a day like today and where you really have to perform?
Yeah, it's tricky, because it's very sunny and hot here, and we have to race tomorrow. So I just try to be in the shade, listen to some music, and get in the zone. And trying to cool down after each race, and that way I feel better in the next one.
So, are you gonna take the final now?
Yeah, that's the plan. Always going for that win.
Well, we're excited to see you. Good luck in the final.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well done, Christian. Thank you, Emily. And we are now set for the men's final, the women's final. We've got the consolation finals ready to come. We've still got 4 more races to go, Ian McCarthy, so I hope you've got a little energy left in you, because we're going to kick things right off with the women's consolation final. That'll be Alexia Soto, Duna Gordia, Laura Dupont, and Angela Chavia. And I'll tell you what, I like your pick on Duna. I think she's going to be a little angry that she's not in the women's final, and she's going to come out and maybe take it out on the rest of these women.
Yeah, Todd, honestly, I'm actually still getting over what I've just seen
from Christian.
Yeah.
That was
so impressed.
I don't think
to do that alongside a sort of such a reliable bar of Shrimpy that we've come to know and sort of see. That's such a strong performance from him. What a statement.
Yeah, Shuri Araki is one of those guys that you don't surprise him very often, and I think even he was surprised the way Christian went out, especially that first turn and then just pulled away.
Incredible power to get there. But anyway, here we are with this consolation final for the women.
4 more races to go, and we will wrap up day number 1 here at the APP World Tour. Stop number 2 in beautiful Viana do Castelo. We now have the women's consolation final. This is important because this is for points 5, 6, 7, and 8. And of course, we're building towards the big showdown at the end of the year. And of course, the next stop in October 7th, 8th, and 9th in Busan, South Korea. But right now, there's business to be taken care of on the shores of Portugal. Who will take positions 5, 6, 7, and 8? Again, to set the field, in the red, that's Alexia Soto Sanchez. In the white, Duna Gordillo. In the blue, it'll be Laura Del Pont. And in the yellow, Angela Chavarria Fernandez.
And again, this is, we've spoken a lot about the structure of this sort of competition, these heats and all these opportunities to race. One, it's super exciting, it's non-stop, and but this here is a great example of where these riders, they might not necessarily be able to make every single element of the tour, so maximising the points they can score to position themselves as high up that table come the end of the season, this is still super valuable. Here they go.
Duna looks like she's first to her feet, and she is powering to that first buoy. Angela going with her on the outside in the yellow. Inside, Alexia Sanchez.
Together here, I think, as we approach the first turn. But Duna is just out and got a bit of a space. Angela there just had to correct herself a bit. She did well to not cause any disruption.
Duna almost gets hung up as board contact towards the back, and now Duna Gordillo.
A big shout out there to Angela, who took herself out beyond Alexia and Laura just to make sure she wasn't
in the contact,
up with any rubbing that was going in there.
Alexia Soto Sanchez now has inherited that second position, so right now if she finished this way, she would get 6th overall in the competition. Way out in front is Duna Gordillo. You picked her in the semifinals, and for very good reason. She is efficient, she is clean. Look at this turn.
She is a class act, a tremendous paddler. This is, we quite frankly in this race I would expect this of her. As you said, I think there's possibly a frustration there that she perhaps didn't make that final, but here she's showing just what she is made of.
You see a little bit of fatigue as she slows down her cadence. It's been a long day of racing today. This is what, race number 4 or 5 for her?
Turning sharp and go on.
A little wide there, but she can afford that because there's no one within close.
This will be tight here. So Laura, I think, has just got the inside on Alexia coming round there and kind of stolen second place.
And Alexia still hasn't righted the ship. She may lose third.
Angela coming through for third, possibly.
No question about Duna.
Duna has taken the win for the consolation final, and therefore
nice bit of momentum
overall.
Yeah, nice bit of momentum. So Duna Gordillo,
a lot of Duna over the years. She's
very young, very talented, as she will jog across to the finish line, and she will win the women's consolation final.
Well done. And in second, we've got Laura
Del Pont, by virtue of that last turn. Oh, look at the race.
Angela just pipped Alexia there. Well done, girls. Awesome racing.
And it is Angela that gets third place, as Alexia Soto Sanchez looked like she had second place wrapped up, but not so much in that last turn. Again, it was Duna who got to her feet first, and it was Clearwater.
Yeah, no, she had control of that from the start. Got off to a really great start. I think the two in the middle, perhaps Laura and Alexia, maybe sort of merged in together and sort of helped create that gap. But Duna was
so mean, like straight into interviews.
Yeah, certainly did. Congratulations to her. Duna Gordillo gets the win in the women's sprint consolation final. Now we're down to the final 3 races of the day here. It's been a fantastic day of racing, hasn't it?
It's just amazing. Like it's
good
incredible.
stuff.
Thick and fast, awesome racing, loads of really tight action. Like you can't call it. And again, this like you got Arthur and Claudio. They've only just come off the water, haven't they?
Just moments ago, yeah.
Manuel, Fernando had maybe 5-10 minutes extra rest.
So it's the APP Pro Sprints Men Consolation Final. Again, this is positions 5, 6, 7, and 8. Before we get to that race, let's go back down to the beach. And Emily.
I'm here with Duna. Duna, you got the 5th place here in Viana do Castelo. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience sprinting today?
Well, it was a great experience here in Viana do Castelo. It's my first time here in the APP World Championship. And, well, I prepared the sprints a little bit, but I'm not so happy with my result. But I'm focused for tomorrow, the long distance, and let's see and let's do it.
And how are you going to go and prepare yourself now for the long distance and the downwind tomorrow?
Well, downwind is my favorite conditions of in this sport, and I don't know, I'm focused with this and excited about the race and to race with all these girls, strong girls, and very happy.
Well, we are very excited to see you tomorrow, and congratulations with your 5th place today.
Thank you so much.
And back to you guys in the studio.
Well done, Duna, and thank you, Emily. So we continue on with the competition here at the APP World Tour, the Viana do Castelo. Stop number 2, Viana Sup Open. Todd Harris, E. McCarthy, and Emily Uttrup with you. We're down to the final 3 races. Next up, it'll be the men's consolation final. And this will be a good one. Ian talked about it a little bit already with Fernando Perez Serra already having a great day of racing. Claudio Nica, Manuel Rojas, and Arthur Arutkin. Maybe that guy that's like we saw from Duna, a little frustrated that he's not in the main final.
Yeah, well, I think every single one of these guys has the right to feel that.
That they should have been.
Manuel, as I said, ahead of his last one, okay, but he's done incredible, like some really strong paddling today. Claudio has been super close. Arthur's just had a rough day, man. Like he's, some interesting incidents, a couple of moments in the water, a couple of dodgy starting. But again, like interesting here, just what is the impact? What is the cost of the number of races? Like, how prepped are these guys for?
What do they have left in the tank?
That's what this comes down to.
Yeah.
And who wants it? Like, ultimately, at this stage, this is now like, who's going into the consolation final going, oh, I can't be bothered. I wanted to.
Yeah, and as a former athlete, if you come in end of the night at dinner, you're gonna say, "Hey, I finished 5th or I finished 8th."
Yeah.
I like the sound of 5th better. We'll see how it all plays out as we get ready for this next race. And again, there you see Manuel Rojas in the blue.
Yeah.
See how he fares.
I've really enjoyed watching him today. I think he's shown some great skill. Perhaps didn't quite perform as maybe he wanted in his semi there, but he's been really exciting to watch today.
And you've had a good point. It's been a quick turnaround for all of these athletes. Once we get past the quarterfinals, there's not a lot of time to rest. You might get 5-10 minutes, but then you're going to be back on the line.
And these guys, like these are the sprints.
Yeah.
Like if you go outside and you run like 400, 500 meters, stop for 3 minutes and do it as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah. No, you lost me at run. It's just not. Maybe bike, but not run. All right, well, a beautiful day continues here in Portugal. The drone footage coming in off that beautiful rock jetty and the course there as the fans have come out here. It's a great time of the year to be here in Portugal. As we've said, there's been a CrossFit competition taking place. This town, Viana do Castelo, is the European capital of sport. So yeah, maybe the best kept secret in all of Portugal is just outside of Porto, 30 miles north. You'll be back for that lunch. That was quality, right? They took care of you.
Hey, don't tell people I'm an athlete.
All right, so we're set to go. The consolation final, this again, as Ian pointed out, for positions 5, 6, 7, and 8. These are valuable points on the overall scheme of things on the tour. In the red, it's Fernando Perez, Claudio Nica in the white, Manuel Joyela in the blue, and Arthur Rutkin in the yellow.
And here we go.
Much better start for Arthur.
And look at the difference that makes. Oh, this first turn is going to be so important here.
Tell you what though, Claudio Unica's got maybe the best positioning and goes down. Announcer curse. Announcer curse. And that lets Arthur Rukin now get clean open water, full bolt length advantage.
In second. Fernando in third.
Oh.
Claudio back up. But here, listen.
He went for it.
We've seen already today how quickly Claudio can pull back the art. But does he want to at this stage? The exhaustion sets in.
Good turn there.
Turning nicely. Manuel. Yeah, 3 good turns there. All fairly consistent. A little slip of footwork from Fernando, but Claudio now showboating with his turns.
Yeah, what could have been.
Yeah.
That's a what could have been. Right now it's Arthur Rukin out in front.
Arthur's to lose now. He's got himself in position A. Oh, Manuel coming round.
There you go.
There we go.
Punch it.
This is it. So Arthur Rukin looking like he's sealing the win for the consolation final, which puts him 5th overall.
Not a bad finish for the day.
Manuel is not going to hand it to him on a plate. He's still gunning for it, but he is gunning for it. He's late round, but I just think it's going to be too much.
Not enough real estate. Arthur's going to hop off and make a run. It's close. Yeah.
I tell you, Manuel, you have made for some very exciting racing today.
Indeed.
You left everything out there. Well done, you.
Fernando Perez will finish in 3rd in the consolation final, and unfortunately Claudio Nica, who looked like he was going to be in the running for a possible win, finds himself in the drink, comes off his board, and he'll jog in, finishing in 4th. That's 8th overall for him.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
A dry race is a fast race, someone once said to me. Claudio feeling that frustration.
Oh, he just lost his balance. Arthur's got to feel good about that. Maybe his best race of the day from start to finish. Really no mistakes. Footwork was great. Yeah. So the consolation finals are now complete. We are down to the 2 last races. These are the big shows. These are for the big enchilada. First we'll have the women's final, and it's a good one with Caroline Kunzel, Esperanza Barreas, Juliet Duhaime, and Marie Carmen Rivera. When you talk about dark horses, and she has been sneaky fast all day long, Marie Carmen Rivera is my dark horse for this one.
Do you know, she has well earned her space in that final today, and how awesome is that?
We're going to set it down before we get to that race. Let's go down to the beach, and Emily.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm here with Arthur. Arthur, 5th place here in Viana do Castelo. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience today?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really intense racing for me. Went through all of the heats, through repercharge and everything, so really tiring. And yeah, I mean, the place was really nice. We got beautiful weather today, so exciting racing, and it's super tight with everybody. Everybody's paddling really strong. Unfortunately, yeah, in the semi, I didn't take a great start and didn't make it. But it really motivated me to do really well in the loser final and finish 5th.
Yeah. Well done. And as you said, you did a lot of heats today. So how are you feeling going into the downwind race tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we have the whole night to feel better, and but tomorrow looks like we're gonna have a really great downwind. I really enjoy being in the ocean, so I'm super motivated for that.
Well, we're excited to see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Arthur. That was a great race for him. As we said, maybe his best race of the day from start to finish. Great start, great finish, and excellent turning. As we now turn our attention back to the beach, the 2 final races of the day. Women's Pro Sprints final. 4 women battling for the top spot. And then next up after that, it'll be the final race of the day. That'll be the men's final, and this one is crazy good loaded. So the women will get ready. They'll stretch out, warm their legs up, get their feet wet, and then it is on. I'm not even going to ask you to pick a winner because we've seen, obviously, any of these women can win this thing, and it would be a shocker. But who do you give the advantage to? Who has had a kind of day where you say, okay, consistently they're trending in the right direction?
Esperanza.
Yeah.
She's just been super solid, super consistent. She is who she is, and she's just turned up and delivered perfectly all day, and you just would not expect anything different. But
there's always a but.
who knows? Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't have picked Marie Carmen to be here in the final earlier on, but she has battled her guts out. Juliet, you know, Caroline, they've been having great seasons. I don't want to pick one, but you've got to say Espe.
Esperanza Barrias, she'll be in the white. She'll be in the white top. Caroline Kunzel will be to her left. Marie Carmen will be starting the third position on the beats. There is Esperanza Barrias. Looks a little more serious than when she was speaking with Emily.
If you're sitting at home watching these races, hit the APP up on your social media. Tell them who's going to win this race.
Yeah.
Go on, get on there live now.
Get on there, and we want to hear what you think. Julia Duhaime, man, she looked so good in her first race, and then didn't look as clean in her other two races, but was that her doing, or did she get some traffic? There you see Caroline Kunzel opting for that second position.
Anything can happen here. And as I say, Caroline and Julia have been, it feels like they've been racing each other week in, week out this year. Espe has just been sort of dominating the races that she's been in this year. So, and Marie Carmen, just well done for being, you know, like, what an awesome claim for her.
If you're our boss and you're Tristan Boxford, you're down there, you're going to be thinking, this worked out just the way I wanted it to. This is just how I planned it. Well, he's certainly at the best in the world here, competing in Portugal in beautiful Viana do Castelo. It is just north of the capital in Porto, and we are set for the women's final here at the APP World Tour stop number 2. This is the Viana Sup Open, and you get a good look there at Marie Carmen Rivera.
Oh, Connor coming down for the...
Oh, look at Connor psyching him up.
The hype man.
Psyching him up.
I've just got so much...
Hasn't he done enough already today?
Even making Caroline have a little smile before she goes down.
Look at Juliet. She's not... She is... Yeah, she is serious business. That's game face.
Yeah, game face. Eyes on the prize. Look at that. Straightforward.
This is one of those races, too, where we've talked so much about the start is just pivotal. I could see this race being buoy number 2. I could see this race where, you know, get a good start, but it might get chaotic at buoy 2.
Anything could happen here, I think. But, yeah, I think... Look, Espe's shown in all her races so far today, if you give her clean water, if you allow her that space, you're going to struggle.
Yeah. She's not going to make mistakes.
No. But hey, this is it. This is what we turn up for. This is what they train for. And I think as well, that's the other big thing. Like we were talking earlier about the athleticism of these people. Like, they train hard.
Well, the cardio ability, they've been racing for over 2.5 hours. Yeah. Not straight, but they've been racing pretty consistently for 2.5 hours. Oh, I thought Ronaldo was here for a second. What are the chances?
We are in Portugal.
Yes, we are. Number 7, very popular. So it looks like we got the buoys.
Maybe he'll be at their final.
There you go.
In Jeddah.
There you go. Be playing a little bit of footy down there. So what they're doing right now, as I've just been told from race headquarters, is they're moving a buoy that has drifted out of place. So they're going to get that into perfect position.
I think the time's been going out a little. So the buoy closest to the water was probably getting a little too shallow.
Yeah.
So they're just...
And we don't want to make it easy on them. He's the best in the world.
Yeah.
All right, water bottles have been jettisoned. Boards in hand. Officials are happy with the placement of the buoys, and we are set to go racing here at the APP Viana Sup Open. This is the women's final. Kunzel, Barrias, Duhaime, and Rivera.
You're going to see it again in just a second. I referenced it a little bit earlier on. And again, apologies if this is too geek for anyone, but just observe the different grips and the stances that people adopt prior to charging at the water. You can see from Caroline's board set up, her hand was in the middle of her board, so she's sort of forced into having one hand there in the middle. Marie Carmen has got one hand in the middle and one on the side. Espe, I think, has one on either side. And it's just like those little subtle differences that become a bit personal preference, right? So it's not But again, it's fascinating. You know, anyone who's doing racing to any serious extent, these are things that you'll drill, you'll practice, you'll find your comfort zone and what's right for you.
Here we go. The final is underway in Portugal.
Oh,
great start for
Kunsel.
Kunsel.
From Este. And Kunsel has got...
Couldn't have got a better start for Caroline Kunsel.
Wow. So, here we go.
Oh, and Kunsel goes down! Kunsel goes down, had the lead, and Marie Carmen is in a great position, and Juliette Duhaime.
And look at Espe, really tight to get across there. She was the widest position.
Oh,
she can just get back inside there, but Juliette Duhaime now takes the lead.
Yeah.
1 split second. Caroline has fallen from the board just ahead of the first
This
buoy.
is the buoy. This is the buoy I talked about. Buoy number 2. Will all chaos or drama break out here?
Juliette
Or
Duhaime is first to...
will Duhaime just make matters right?
Can she
stay clean?
Stay clean. A board over the back of hers.
Marie Carmen is hot on her heels.
Espe a little bit loose on that turn. Juliette looks like
she's powering.
Going to power. Mary
Juliette
Carmen.
Duhaime. Look
What
at
a
this.
story for her today. Juliette
goes wide. Did she leave enough of an open? Not enough.
She had enough of a gap.
Yep.
But Mary Carmen couldn't quite take advantage.
And Juliette Duhaime is about 50 meters away from claiming the victory. Look at this.
Oh, Dave Bain will be somewhere jumping up and down here. Look at the infinity board.
Oh! Oh, with 20 meters to go, she was tipping.
I'm sure she'll tell us differently. And look for a moment like she might.
Marie Carmen's not giving up. Marie Carmen is hot on her heels, and it will be Juliette Duhaime that claims the victory in Portugal. Marie Carmen takes second.
Well done.
What a race, as Esperanza Barreas will finish in third on the podium, and Caroline Kunsel has got to be wondering what could have been.
Gutted. But look, still smiling. Oh, that's going to hurt, but hey, do you know what? That's racing. Oh, Caroline, I feel for you.
Oh.
Juliette, well done. Well done. Good girl.
A lot of faith, a lot of love, and Juliette Duhaime reigns supreme. Here it is. There's the moment where Caroline Kunsel comes off her board, and then it's wide open, and Juliette clean the final 3 legs.
And even there, like when Caroline came off the board, it still wasn't entirely clear. Like Juliette had a lot of work to do, but she managed to round that first buoy, create a little bit of space, and took control of it from there. Well done.
And as we talked about Marie Carmen, I mean, she was in it to win it. And we saw that last 20 meters, Juliette got a little...
Oh, I thought she was going to do what had happened to Caroline on the first stretch.
Wow.
Oh.
That was a great race. That was a great race. And we still got one more, so save a little energy. Save a little energy. We got one more.
Wow.
Wow, what a race. And just moments from now, we will hear from Juliette, get her take on what she saw and how it all shook down. But she is the winner here at the APP Viana Sup Open. Congratulations to Juliette Duhaime, the winner here in Portugal, on a beautiful day. Again, maybe her best race of the day.
Yeah, no, super consistent, super solid. No mistakes. Like all the turns, she sort of really just focused, executed well, executed sharply, didn't over again, and just super consistent. Was in the right place, right time to capitalise on.
Well, it's time. Let's go down to the beach. Emily Utrup has the winner.
Thanks, guys. I am here with today's sprint elimination winner, Juliette. How are you feeling right now?
Ooh, I'm feeling super good. Just so thankful to the Lord that He gave me the strength. And yeah, it didn't start this whole event. Like the first sprints didn't go the way I wanted to. Now I planned, but I definitely had to go through like a mental battle to just like get rid of it, focus on the next, and I'm just so happy. And all my glory goes to God.
Oh, that's amazing. So, so you said you had a little bit of a tough start. How did you mentally get back into the game?
Honestly, listening to some worship music and just remembering that this is also just to have fun, and I love competing. So yeah, I just had to put my head down and keep racing.
So are you going to celebrate now, or are you straight into focusing about tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to focus about tomorrow. It should be fun. We should have some bumps, so super excited, and I'll give my all again.
Well, congratulations, and we are excited to see you tomorrow.
Thank you. I just want to say hi to all my family. I love you guys, and my sponsors, Infinity, who brought me here and have the amazing boards, Quick Blade, Black Project, and just everyone at home in Argentina and New Jersey. You!
Yes, and your winner of today. Go enjoy that win, and back to you guys in the studio.
Well done, Juliet, and congratulations taking the title. I'm surprised she had the energy to do that interview because she was full of it. She was full of energy. Congratulations to her, great race, and congratulations to all the women in there. Of course, Caroline, you never know what could have happened. Esperanza was there. Marie Carmen had a great day of racing as well, but in the end, it was Juliet Duhaime that walks away with the title.
Awesome, and that's why we love racing. Anything can happen. There's little moments like, even in the final, the best paddlers in the world, you can come off your board. It happens and it's brutal.
All right, I asked you this before. You got one more race in you?
Oh God!
Can you rally? Come on, Ian, rally!
I'm so excited for this, but this is honestly after what Christian has done consistently today. I'm so excited to watch this race.
This is it, the men's pro sprint final. Connor Baxter will be in the red. Christian Anderson will be in the white, dressed like the polar bear that he is. Aaron Sanchez in the blue, and Shrimpy, Shuri Araki in the yellow.
So we've seen Connor with Aaron in the previous in semi, and so we've seen how close Aaron could run Connor. We've seen Christian beat Shrimpy in the other semi-final, and the form book would probably tell you to have your money on Connor or Shrimpy.
That's Christian Anderson.
This is anyone's. And Christian, honestly, whatever happens in this race, mate, you have impressed me so much today. This is really exciting paddling to see. This is just awesome. This could be anyone. But sensible money would tell you to go with Connor. Other people would tell you to go with Shrimpy. Today, I'm going to tell you to go with Polar Bear.
I just wonder Christian Anderson's power and size, if it gets into close quarter racing, and we talk about there's no incidental contact and all that stuff, but if you get body size against body size, the Polar Bear is not getting knocked off.
Yeah, but equally I think that comes down to dexterity on the board.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's not rugby. There is no
right.
sort of purposeful contact, we say. So I think... I think all these guys are going to be working really hard to get some clean water.
And I think Connor Baxter, it comes down to, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you're the expert, Connor Baxter game plan is going to be get out in front, stay out in front. I'm not going to worry about incidental contact. I'm not going to worry about anything else because I'm going to be ahead of these guys, let them battle it out. Conversely, I think Christian Anderson's going to say, let's get this into a three-man rounding at mark number one and see if I can't create some drama. Because as you pointed out before, he has the power to accelerate out of a corner and check out.
He's shown power today that if he's been showing it this season in other races, I've not seen it, and that's my bad for not watching it. But what I've seen of Christian Anderson today is an absolute step change in the physicality of the paddler he is. He's really physically come on, and just the pace that he was delivering on some of those little phases was incredible. Aaron Sanchez, again, consistently today, brilliant. And, Connor wasn't leaving him for us in the previous semi-final. And Shrimpy is Shrimpy. This is anyone's. This is absolutely anyone's. And as we've just seen in the women's final, anything can happen. Someone can accidentally fall off a board. That causes disruption elsewhere. Anything can happen here.
Okay, well, we're just getting word that they're going to take a 10-minute break, let everyone get in position, let the athletes get a little bit more of a breather so they don't have such a quick turnaround. So we will step aside. When we come back, we will have the men's final, the APP Viana Sup Open from beautiful Viana do Castelo here in Portugal. Christian, we can step off for a second. He did say a 10-minute break, right? So we are set to go with the final. We have made it to the last race of the day here at the APP Viana Sup Open in beautiful Viana do Castelo. Todd Harris, Ian McCarthy, Emily Utrup with you. Glad to have you with us here on the shores of the beautiful Lima River. And wow, this is going to be a great last race. It comes down to this. Connor Baxter, the reigning champion. Christian Anderson, the polar bear. He's looking sensational. Aaron Sanchez and Shori Araki, Shrimpy. Who you liking?
I love them all. They've all been awesome today. What brilliant racing. I mean, this has just been like an absolute showcase for the sport. Well done, everyone. Do you know, just my heart today is like Christian Anderson, you've inspired me today, mate. You have been awesome, and all of you have, but this is anyone's. And I'm just going to say Christian because I've enjoyed seeing this so much.
And would you consider that if Christian wins, is that a huge upset or mild upset the way he's paddling today?
The way he's paddling today, you would deserve it. Any one of these guys deserves it. But you know, the smart money, the odds would be on Connor. There he is, hype man as always. Big love, big high fives. Shrimpy. I don't know what to go. I'm sorry. I feel.
You're making a case for everyone.
Yeah, everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a band. No, come on. Who wants that golden medal? Let's do this, boys.
So there it is, the men's final here at the Viana do Castelo Viana Sup Open. Second stop on the APP World Tour. Connor Baxter, Christian Anderson, Aaron Sanchez, and Shuri Araki in the yellow. After a nice 10-minute break, which I think was a really good call to let them go out, get their rest, stretch, get some more hydration, because this is the calm before the storm, because in 90 seconds, it's over. I mean, it is over.
It's just been rapid, and these guys have, I mean, they needed a 10-minute break. They've been doing all the work. Literally, I needed a breath myself, honestly. My heart can't take it. This has just been so much fun, and guys, just go out there and show us all what you've been doing so far. This is sup racing at its best.
I want to remind you, tomorrow the distance race will take place, 17 kilometers, just over 10.5 miles. This will be the same finish line, but we are set to go. The men's sprint final here from Portugal is on.
On. Big charge to the water.
No surprise to see Connor Baxter up and paddling first.
Slight delay with the first couple of paddle strokes for Christian.
Baxter doing Baxter things.
Shrimpy coming close.
Oh, this is tight. This is tight.
Christian on the inside.
And Connor Baxter's gone down. So has Sanchez.
Connor down, Sanchez down. Connor with his 5 allowed strokes.
Christian Anderson inherits the lead.
Oh my goodness, and look at him go. Look at the pace Christian Anderson has been putting on today. Forget whether people are falling off around him.
Can Connor Baxter now reel him in? This is the question. What does Christian Anderson do? Now he's no longer is he the hunter, he is the hunted. Connor Baxter now closing in, Shrimpy right behind him. Baxter looks to be out of sorts. Shrimpy doesn't have the power right there, and Christian Anderson is pulling away.
Can you keep your head while all those around you are losing theirs? Christian Anderson, this is it for you, man. Go on. Go on, polar bear.
We've got a polar bear.
That last boy.
We've got a polar bear sighting in Portugal.
Oh, I love Angry Bear. This is great. Connor has fought back. Shrimpy's not letting him get away with it. It's going to be tight for second. But Christian is running away with this. What a day of racing from Christian. Polar Bear Anderson.
He doesn't even look over his shoulder, doesn't dare give himself a look as he gets to the sand and steps across the line. It is the Polar Bear, Christian Anderson, that gets the win in Portugal. The sprint is on. It will be Connor Baxter getting second. And Strippy grabs the third and final spot on the podium.
What a day of racing. And wow. And well done, Aaron Sanchez to Tressel there running across the line in fifth to give Daddy a hug. I don't think Daddy's seen it.
Here it is one more time. And the drama really played out right before the first buoy. It was like dominoes. Oh, look at that.
Aaron where he's trying to stay for and his paddle not purpose, but just land on Christian's board.
And I think he did it again. I think Christian Anderson.
Really well, Connor's fallen, but he's actually managed to maintain himself on the board, so was able to get paddling again quickly.
From his knees.
Wow.
Christian Anderson, I think, again, was in fourth place. If we have a look at that replay into that first buoy, he was in fourth place.
Wow. Look what it meant to him. Well deserved. What a day of paddling.
Oh, what a performance by Christian Anderson. Opportunity knocks and he opens the door and gets the win here in Portugal. Stop number 2 of the APP World Tour goes the way of the Polar Bear.
Hey, and I don't know if I can say this, but like, turnout for the books, Dave Bain is going to be absolutely jumping up and down wherever he is right now. Infinity Board winning with Juliet Haim in the women's sprints, and then NSP for Christian Anderson. These guys, this is brilliant.
Oh, wow. What a race as we get set to send it down to the beach. Emily Uttrup is standing by with the Polar Bear.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here with Christian Anderson. Christian, you won the sprint race today. How are you feeling right now?
I'm so excited right now. I can't believe it. I can't believe it because it's what I'm training for. You know, I'm always trying to win. And I've been close so many times on the APP Tour and finally get a win. I'm so excited. I'm really happy.
And can you just talk us through what happened out there on the first buoy turn?
Yeah. It was chaos out there. Actually, I didn't have a very good start. I kind of missed my handle on the paddle. And then on the outside, the first buoy, just like opening a small spot on the inside. Managed to get on the inside and then it's just all out from there. I gave them all and was hoping not Connor and Shrimpy would get back. So yeah, felt really good.
Wow. And so are you going to celebrate this win or are you going to wait till after tomorrow after the downwind race?
I probably need to wait because we have another race tomorrow. So good dinner tonight and then get some sleep and then I'm ready again tomorrow.
That's amazing. And is there anything you would like to say in Danish now? Maybe some of the guys watching at home?
Ja, tusind tak for alle dem, der ser med derhjemme. Min storebror, min mor og min far. Det betyder virkelig meget.
Tusind tak. Yes, I was done. So, but thank you so much, Christian, and we're really excited to see you in the downwind race tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Wow. Well, Ian, that's a lot of Danes on the beach. Thank you, Emily, very much. But Christian Anderson, you called it. You said, I'm feeling the Polar Bear today. And for some reason, to you, he was trending up.
He's been, for me, the standout paddler, like paddling on a whole new level that I've seen him performing at, and just he deserved it. You can't take that away from him today. Yeah, a mistake and a completely unexpected mistake from the usually imperious and faultless Connor Baxter. But you know, you've got to be there when these guys make those mistakes. Yeah. Christian was there, but even with that mistake, you've got to look at the pace that Christian was paddling at. He absolutely deserved that today. What a day of paddling for him.
And not once, but twice today, Christian Anderson came from, I think, fourth place to go into first place and win the race. And when it mattered most in the final, he did it just then. Let's go through it really quickly. Christian Anderson, obviously the big winner, jumped on it. Connor Baxter looked like he had maybe the win going into that first buoy, but just lost his balance, stayed connected, but finished in second.
Yeah, I'd like to see the replay again. I think he did really well because as he went down, he managed to sort of stay on his board, which again saves time when you sort of can just get a paddle going, bit of momentum, get back up and get going. Aaron Sanchez worked really hard to try and sort of maintain his position, but went down as well. Shrimpy having to take the outside line. Again, another like action-packed race and what a final to finish on. And I'm delighted for Christian. I just think that's a lot of hard work. and what a result for him personally. I'm sure he's absolutely over the moon.
Shuri Araki finishes on the podium. He'll be back tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow before we say goodbye today. Again, we've got the distance race tomorrow at 17 Ks, over 10.5 miles. It starts out in the ocean. They'll come in through the channel and they'll finish up at the same spot here. What do you expect for tomorrow? Because the weather looks to be similar.
Yeah, so I think tomorrow we're, again, action-packed. We've got a slight change of wind direction. It's going to be a proper downwinder. They're going to head out from the beach just up the coast here, and then they will have to sort of make a sharp left, and then it's downwind in its purest form. It's going to be super exciting, and yeah, it's anyone's. I mean, it literally is for the men's and the women's. There are so many riders here that could stake claim on this. It's all going to be about who can catch the most bumps, who can conserve the energy, and as they make the turn into this estuarine along the river to this little beach on the inside of that river, who can sort of sprint through that final section. It's going to be a real fascinating watch.
Well, it's been a lot of fun here. Day number 1 of the APP World Tour. Stop number 2, the Viana Sup Open. On behalf of Emily Utrup and Ian McCarthy, I'm Todd Harris saying so long for now. Remember, tomorrow it is all about the distance racing here in Portugal. We'll see you then.
What a day of racing.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
That was a lot of fun.
That was cool. What a race.